stream, and I'm going to put myself on spotlight for everyone, and I'm going to turn off my video. JP, when you are ready, what I will do on my side. Oh, are we already on? What's going on? Are you streaming something?
It looks like we started, so I'm going to go ahead and start the intro.
Okay, let me go back over here. And as soon as you start the intro, I'm going to start our stream. So go ahead and start the intro, and make sure it's on loud enough.
Hey there, this is Mark McElroy with Paralife PPG. Come visit us on our YouTube channel, Paralife PPG, or on our website at paralifeppg.com to see our selection of t-shirts, cups, and decals. Fly safe and God bless.
Hey, it's John Hudson with True North Paramotors. We manufacture fully customizable, lightweight, cutting-edge paramotors made in aluminum and also titanium. We're also the area's dealer for Gravity and their line of paramotors, paragliders, and reserve chutes. Check us out on Facebook at True North Paramotors. Also, our website, which will be launched later this month, is AmericanMadeParamotors.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. My name is Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa. This is ClearProp TV. Here's some shout outs to some .coms that you might want to check out. ParamotorGuy.com, ParamotorMan.com, ParamotorGirl.com, and also FarOutStrobes.com. Definitely check them out. If you won something on our show and have not received it, please email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. What are some of the things that we're going to be giving away today? Here's a list. Go ahead and look on your screen. First of all, we have a hook knife. This is a flying ball. This is probably something that your kids would like. We also have a 30-inch windsock. How about a quick to mix mixing bottle for your 2-stroke oil? We have altimeter, which is really cool. We have a couple of shirts that we're going to be giving away also. This is shirt number 1 design. Here's shirt number 2 design. Shirt number 3 design. And shirt number 4 design. If you need a phone tether, we're going to be giving away another phone tether. This is really neat. This is a alternator phone stand. It hooks onto the back of your phone. We also have custom flags. Any design that you have, anything that you want it to say, we're going to be giving away some of these custom flags. This is the one that I made right here. We also have FarOutStrobes.com. There's 2 different colors of strobes. I think this is Army Green, and then you have the regular black. These are really awesome from FarOutStrobes.com. We have a RC helicopter. This is an inside drone, probably for you and the kids to play with. We're also giving away a 1.4 meter stunt kite. some noise canceling Bluetooth earbuds. And of course, our grand prize is going to be a RC airplane. Hey, hello everyone, Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa. Welcome to PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. But we've grown so much that it's now clearproptv.com. You can go there anytime and see the newest show that is going to be available. If you just want to listen to us, no problem. Just search for PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast or go to parenttalk.org and you'll be able to listen to us if you don't want to see our pretty faces. Tonight is season 2, episode 56, all about SIV clinics. Tonight's guest is Bart Berry, or Scary Barry. He did a SIV clinic. We also have a couple people on the panel that have done an SIV clinic also. We're all going to just talk about SIVs tonight. I went to the Skylab Paramotor SIV.com with Andrew Fuller, Leah Couture, and Jonathan Carr. It was amazing. Been there a couple of times. Definitely, you need to check it out. Hopefully, we'll be able to get Andrew on the show tonight also. If not, fully apologize. Anyway, let me introduce to you everyone on our panel. As always, we have Linda Anderson. She is our cheerleader and the person that you need to get up with if you want to be on the show. You can find her at paramotusa.com. That forwards over to her Facebook page. Welcome, Linda, and thank you for joining us for tonight's show. Next, we have Never Trust Us, Mini Chef Shane. Not only does he fly paramotors, but he is a really good cook. He says that he's not a chef, but man, I tell you what, this man can cook. And he's also our resident comedian. So if you want to laugh, check him out. Go to ppgshane.com and check out his YouTube. Next, we have Kevin Can Fly. Not only can this man fly, but he can also teach. If he's not flying around in the sky, he's teaching some students. He's up in the northwest part of the United States. Check out his YouTube page at kevincanfly.com. Tell him that PPG Grandpa sent you. He might give you a discount. Next, we have Brian Haybale Waller. This is the guy that gets shouted out by Tucker Gott. He's the one that, if you don't know, kicked a hay bale and ended up on Tucker Gott's reacting to crash videos. But don't worry, he's all healed up, flying around, having a good time, and you can find him at ppgbrian.com. Next, we have Tommy Mosley. He hunts, he fishes, he rides bikes. And when he's not paragliding, he is paramotoring with his friends, going to different places, XCs, even went over to Sonic, ate some burgers at 5,000 feet. You can find him at ppgtommy.com. And finally, we have JP Tulu in the house. He is not only a pilot, but he's also our resident IT guy. He's the one that takes care of us when we are doing this spinning wheel thing and giving away a bunch of free stuff. He's also the only guy I know that's thrown the laundry, and he wasn't at an SIV course. Find all of his shenanigans over at jptulo.com. Help support our show by going over to iloveppg.com and picking up some of our official ClearProp TV merch.
All right, so here we are at season 2, episode 56, all about SIV courses. We tried to do a little intro, but it sounded kind of canny a little bit, but we'll work on that. It's technical difficulties, right? We have a lot of people here, but the main guy that we're here to talk about is Bart Berry. What's up, Bart Berry? How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Don, I'm doing good, bud. Thanks for having me here, man. I appreciate it.
Man, it's been a long time since you and I have chatted on here.
Yeah.
I think we were talking when we were helping out Resurgence PPG, and I'm glad that you're back. And now you've done an SIV course.
I have. I didn't do it well, but I did do it. No, it was a lot of fun. You've done it as well. How many times have you gone? You said? Have you gone
I've gone to 3 different SIV.
3 different ones. Yeah. So as you know, it's absolutely incredible. I love it.
So for people that don't know you, give us a little bit of background of who you are and how you got into paramotoring.
Oh my gosh, probably just like everybody else you have on here says, you always look at the birds, you want to fly when you're a kid and you're young. But I was introduced to the sport. I had two choices. I could either go to Captain Kurt Pfister, right? He was back in my day. He was the one that was there, or there was what's the other guy's name?
Dell?
Flat top guy. I
Dell.
don't remember his name. I don't like saying his name. There you go. But yeah, so those are my two choices back in the day. There wasn't YouTube. There wasn't all this stuff going on where you have so many great schools like there is today. So I was introduced to flying by Captain Kurt Pfister. And that's where my journey began 7 years ago on a fresh breeze trike. And now I've been flying the air conception Tornado now for about a year and a half. So yeah, over that 7 year period, that's where I ended up going to. And it's there you go. Yeah.
So I guess the big question is, you went to the SIV class and you had a good time. What did you like about the SIV? Yeah, what did you like about the SIV class, and what are some of the cool maneuvers that you did?
Oh man, I think probably the best thing about the SIV, I was really nervous going down there, just because I can fly, but I've done some wingovers at home, some little stuff, big ears, things like that. But I guess part of me thought maybe this was a little bit out of my skill set. I'm not gonna lie to you, but these guys really made me feel. Andrew made me feel safe. He talked to me and said, "This is what we're going to be doing." And if I had any questions, I never felt like I was being stupid to ask a question. Even if it was something simple. So I loved it all. I loved the tows. I thought I would be scared to death of the tows. Right, this first tow I've ever done in my life was behind that boat. The first time I went up, and I guess I've never been without a motor on my back either. So I love the experience and the quiet. I don't know how to explain that. Once you got up, we went up to 4,000 feet on each tow. And once you disconnected and that wind stopped flowing, I think that is the most peaceful, beautiful scenery I've ever seen, right? It's just, you almost didn't, I hate to say it this way, but you almost didn't want him to come on. You just wanted to enjoy it for a minute. But as soon as he started talking, you got serious. It was time to do your thing. So yeah, I mean, we did frontal collapses. We did one that was called the horseshoe. It's where you pull it and it comes in front of you. So the first day we did very simple things like that. But for me, it wasn't simple. It was the first time I've ever had a full collapse or pulled those A-lines all at the same time. So the heart's just a pumping, but it's completely safe. And I think that was the one thing that I got out of this was how much that wing can take and still keep you in the air. And they started us out on day one with those simple maneuvers, and then it progressed to day 2 and day 3. But I think that first day, it was really important to get to know Andrew a bit and to see what that wing can do. It was it was an amazing experience. Yeah.
That is so awesome. Never Trust the Skinny Chef Shane and our JP Tula are going to be keeping an eye on the chat. Any questions in the chat? And do we have Kent Stamey has donated $20 in the chat before the show. So a shout out to Kent. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Any questions in the chat, guys?
We do have one from Bill H. Question for Scary Barry. What is your funniest video?
Oh my gosh. My funniest? I suppose I laugh at myself all the time. I would think I like the one where I was making a beef pot pie, right? I think that I thought it was going to go bigger than it did, but it really didn't. I dressed up, I had fake boobies on, I had a wig. Actually, the wig, let me tell you a story about the wig.
I've seen the video, yeah.
Right? I was looking for a wig, and I'm telling you, it was right when this, the whole COVID thing started. So we were quarantined at home. I was going nuts, right? So I thought, well, I'm going to make a video, and I just want to play around a little bit. I didn't even know that I was ever going to post the video, but I couldn't find a wig, right? And I needed the wig to complete it. I had a couple of my wife's stuff and shirts stuffed in, so I looked like that. That wig you'll see on there is actually a mop. The handle behind me. That's all I had was mop. So once I put it on, but I think that one to me is the one I still laugh at the most, maybe when I watch it, but I think it was only funny to me. I just had a good time making it. And I was so bored, and I made a pot pie, right? Dressed as a woman. That was probably my favorite, Bill.
We also got another one. What wing and motor does he fly?
Right now, I have a Sirocco 26 meter, which I love that wing. That is, I was a little scared of it at first because it is a smaller wing than I was used to. Up until then, I always flew 30 meters. So I also have the Flying Mattress, the Power Atlas, which is a 30 meter. And then I have Roadster 2, which is a 30 meter. So those are the 3 wings that I own right now.
Awesome. JP or Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane, if you could do a quick shout out of the people that are in the chat real quick.
JP, go.
All right. We've got Jim CR120, Josh Perry, Mark H, Bill H, Mark McElroy, Paralife PPG. Kevin can fly. Well, he's on the panel. He doesn't count. We got an awesome turnout, guys. 37 watching right now. Awesome.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, 12 thumbs up so far. If you guys don't mind, smash that thumbs up button. It really goes a long way for us. We got Fly Baby Fly PPG, Danny McCombs, PPG Shane, the Parachick, Skinny Chef Shane, of course. Jeremy's in the chat. Eric Lear, getting to the top here. Mainly Paramotors, Tyler Vowles, Dave Aller. A lot of the usual suspects. It's great to see the same guys every week. We love having you guys back. John Wayne, of course, he's always in there. Plainfield PPG. Man, this chat just keeps on going. Thank you guys so much for coming and spending your Monday nights with us. We really appreciate it.
Hey, Fly Baby Fly just had a baby. Well, not technically. He passed the kidney stone, and I hope he's doing a lot better. He sent me pictures. Thank God it was after he passed it, not during.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna share
That
those
is no
pictures.
fun.
Yeah. I'm glad it wasn't me. Good Lord.
Oh, no.
We also got Mark from Paralife PPG just donated $5. Thank you very much, sir. If you haven't seen his stuff, go over to paralifeppg.com. He sells a bunch of stuff. Look at our big panel here, guys. We got a lot of people here, and a lot of people on here you may or may not know. Aaron, he is going to be giving away something, but he also did a SIV course. Brook is here. You've seen him on a past show, and he's done an SIV course. And Nevada down there, he's also done an SIV course, and we're going to be talking to them later on today. But Bart,
Yes.
so what was your favorite maneuver when you went to the SIV course?
Without a doubt, I absolutely
Please.
love doing sats.
Please.
So I was doing what I thought were spirals before I went to the course, but they were nowhere near spirals. So spirals have so many G-forces, you almost get lost in the experience. I don't know if that makes sense. You got somebody's pulling so hard, that wind is whipping by you so quick. The world's just spinning, right? It's just going and going. You almost get lost. But when you get into a sat, the G's slow down. You don't have as much pressure. The air slows down, and you can actually enjoy that ride for a minute. A sat is that's my absolute favorite, and I can't wait to do it here at home. I'm going to try it here at home. That's something I want to really get good at. I love a sat.
And you, of course, have a reserve with you when you fly?
I do. Yeah, I always fly with a reserve. Now on the cart, I don't have a reserve on that, but I sure don't do anything like I would be doing on the air conception when I'm on the cart. That's not an excuse. I know it's not. I should probably put a reserve on the cart, but yeah, when I do any kind of maneuvers, it'll be up high and it'll be with the reserve. Absolutely.
JP or Shane, any questions in the chat for the Bart?
As of right now, we got a question from, I don't know if, let me see. From Brian Waller. Barry, what was your scary Barry moment for you? Did you toss the laundry?
Well, I'm telling you what, his game was the sat. So I had been doing sats. I bet I flew 5 different wings while I was down there. So I had been doing sats on their wings, and a friend of mine that went down with us, he let me borrow his, which is a reflex glider. Now, this is the first time I did a sat on a reflex glider. The other ones weren't reflex. So it's so much faster on a reflex. It kicked over. It took a little more pressure to hold that. But when I was coming back out of that sat, I came out completely wrong. And I don't know what I did wrong for sure, but I had a full frontal. I almost went right into it. I seen the wing coming at me, and that's the old crap moment. You know, now how do I get out of this one? But obviously it was all luck. So I just missed it. And then Jonathan was right back in my ear. He says, just let it fly. It's going to open back up. And it sure did. And I got to say, for however long that took, I didn't breathe that whole time. That was a scary moment for me, but it was exiting out of a SAT. That's when I had a.
All right, Eric. Eric actually.
Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Shane.
Eric actually was asking about the SIV course, and when you're doing your wing overs, you almost gift wrapped yourself. If you were to gift wrap yourself in the air, what do you do? How do you get out of that?
Oh man, I'm telling you what, and it's funny you say that. That was one of my biggest fears before I went. I didn't know it was called a gift wrap. I called it a Hershey Kiss because I thought it would look like a Hershey Kiss wrapper, right? So when I get down there, they were talking about that very thing. That was my biggest fear. I think anything else you have a reserve you can throw. I was afraid if that happened, you're cocooned. I mean, how do you get out? How would you ever escape? And sure enough, the first person that went up over down there had that happen to them. They came down and they Hershey kissed it, or they gift wrapped it right there in front of us the first time up. I witnessed it right off the bat. So they were able to get out of it. They were very shaken up. And I think a lot of that is just prayer and hope, because I don't know that there's a technique to get out of that. I really don't. If there is, I would love to hear it because it's a big fear of mine.
So Jim wants to know, what was the biggest eye-opening lesson for you, and then what lesson was the most memorable one?
Oh man, the biggest eye-opening lesson was I couldn't understand just how much abuse these wings can take and keep you in the air. I was one of these guys that I thought my bump tolerance was pretty good, and but I had no idea. You know, when you grab either the left or the right side or both of those A's, and you pull and look up, and that wing is just a ball mess, fluttering, and then it just opens back up. I think I learned a lot of confidence in these wings. That would be the lesson I took away, was just, it didn't matter. I mean, obviously there's a limit you can do to these wings, but I didn't reach it. I mean, those things are amazing. They just want to fly. They just want to open up and go. And I think that's the lesson I took away. I'm not quite so afraid of that wing collapse. Just because I was making it happen, you just lean the other way, pull that brake, and you can fly it that way. You don't even have to have the whole wing. And I think that was the best lesson I took away from it. I didn't realize that they were they just fly. They just fly.
So shout out to our buddy David Wolf, and then a question. He says, were you more scared during SIV, or were you more scared during your initial paramotor training?
You know, I knew that was coming from David. David, I knew you would bring that up, buddy. So I got to tell you, I wasn't able to be afraid I'm afraid now. I wasn't then, because I didn't know what I didn't know. I thought I was getting good training. You know, I had nothing else to compare it to. So I know it's a joke that you're saying right now, David, but I would say I was more scared of SIV than I was with Kurt, just because with Kurt, I thought that was the way to go until afterwards. Yeah. So thanks, David. I appreciate that question. Thanks for putting me on the spot, bud.
Hey, another question from Jim, CR120. Question for Bart. What is the best reason you would give to someone to encourage them to do an SIV?
Oh, absolutely, confidence. My confidence is on a whole different level now. So I don't recommend you do an SIV your first week or two of training. You need to know certain things before you go. And I'm by no means an expert at anything at all, but I thought I had confidence before this. I absolutely know I have confidence in my wing and some of my abilities. I think I need more SIV training. It's never going to be a bad thing. I want to do this yearly just to learn more and practice it more and be part of the whole thing. But definitely confidence would be what I would say why you should take an SIV course. You're going to learn a lot of confidence in yourself as well as your wing, and safety wise. You need to kind of know, for instance, when the A collapse, you pull down the A, it almost needs to be instinctive to lean the opposite way of that collapse and pull that opposite brake. And I think that's some stuff that you can learn that maybe you don't know until it happens, or how it feels. How far do you need to learn, how much brake you need to pull? You can literally have that wing collapse half of it and stay in the air and fly where you want to go. You don't need that other half of the wing. I hope that answered your question.
another question from Jim, CR120. Now that you've gained confidence in your gear, are you thinking of getting another wing?
Oh, absolutely. I'm always on the hunt for a new wing. I'm actually thinking maybe even a whole new setup. I would like to do, I'd like to get something a little sportier trike-wise than what I have. What I have, the Fresh Breeze, is pretty heavy. I would only feel comfortable flying those 30 meters with the Fresh Breeze. I would like to have kind of a setup where I can have foot launch and trike available. If it's a 0 wind day, I would love to be able to pop on the wheels and take off. So yeah, I'm always looking for a new wing. The 26 meter that I fly, the weight's going to be the issue. So I have a wing now that Sirocco is pretty sporty. It does a lot of fun stuff. I can't go much smaller than that because of my weight. So I need to lose some more weight to be up there safely. I'm pretty heavily loaded on that wing. But yeah, I'm always looking. I'd love to try some different wings out. Yep, absolutely.
For those of you that are listening to the podcast on paratalk.org or your favorite podcast player that is just audio, we are currently watching Bart do some sats and some spirals, and it looks really scary, Barry. But if you want to, make sure you go over to clearproptv.com so you can actually see what's going on when you get the chance. Any other questions?
I actually have a question for Barry. When it comes to you doing spiral downs, Andrew has 5 levels to that. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you actually get into 5 and hold it, or did you do like I did?
It was very intense. I got to what I think is 5. When he said 5, I gave it that final pull. But to me, looking at the wing, it almost felt like it was going to go lockdown spiral. I mean, I didn't have much. The horizon was right there. So I got to admit, I was a little worried, but I really trusted Andrew. I think he knew what he was saying and when to do things. And yeah, I put it in gear 5. It was intense. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of G-forces. And I'm not sure that my gear 5 is the same as his gear 5. Maybe I was only going a half an inch. Maybe he wanted me to go an inch. But I feel like I reached that gear 5. Yeah.
I will tell you,
that was moving down a lot there.
I will tell you, I made it to gear 4 in about 3/4 of a rotation. And he told me to go into 5, and I was like, nope, not going to happen.
Oh, you got there. Yeah, Shane, you got there fast. See, I wasn't nearly that aggressive. It took me several revolutions before I was at gear 5. You sound like you got there on 1 turn. That's pretty aggressive.
Well, he starts you out he goes from gear 1 to gear 3, and then he has you go back to nothing and then go into gear 2 to 4. And then he told me to go from nothing to 3. And then I was in 3, and then he's like, all right, now go 5. And I was like, so I just started pulling a little bit, and I got into 4, and I was just like, oh, there's no way I'm going to make it to 5.
What made you think that? Because of the G-forces, or was it because you were afraid to have that lockdown spiral?
Just the G-forces. I mean,
G-forces are intense.
When I landed, I only did 1 run that I was actually able to do some good spiral downs, and when I landed, I didn't feel right. Like I could feel.
So Jim wants to know, what was the hardest maneuver for you, and what do you want to learn next? He also pointed out the Navy taught him to be an interrogator, so he's full of good questions.
Right, good. Yeah, I'm happy to answer anything I can. I don't know. I think next, I would like to start. I really want to perfect that SAT. That is what's important to me. That was my fun thing. But I would like to. We did some full collapses, or I'm sorry, full stalls. That to me, I would like to touch on a little bit more. And we also used some techniques for, which I didn't put on my video because they were kind of boring, and we did them quite a bit. But it was a descent technique where you're porpoising that glider. So you really pull into a stall, and then you let it fly, and you almost do
the whip stalls.
I'm sorry.
The whip stalls?
Yeah, I think that's what they were called. But I love that for a descent technique. I would love to get some more of that under my belt. I think I need more of everything, to be honest with you. That's why I want to go back again. I think it was fun to do it, but I don't know that I'm ready to do some of these maneuvers without those people in my ear. You know, that really was a safety net for me, because if I wasn't doing it right, I had somebody to say, hey man, you're an idiot, you're messing it up. But At home, I won't have that. So I would love to do it again and practice the same things I've been doing just to get good at them before I go on to anything else.
See, for me, the safety net isn't necessarily the radio or the instructor. The safety net is knowing that there's somebody in a boat ready to come to my aid. So if the inevitable happens, I don't have to stress on how long it will take for someone to find me.
Right.
When you go, paraglide or paramotor on your own,
right,
and then you decide to try some of these maneuvers, you may wind up hanging from a tree for a day or three before someone locates your corpse. So sometimes those SIV maneuvers are intended for the education, but best left in the SIV course.
I would agree because also it has to do with your wing. Some of those wings we were using in the course, absolutely, I wouldn't do some of those maneuvers on my reflex fighter. It's not safe. It's not a good idea to do. So there is some of those maneuvers you really just need to kind of leave there. You're right. Do you do SATs and things like that right now, Kevin?
Not normally. That's not my kind of flying that I really enjoy is down low and proximity flying. I like getting really close to stuff. I like getting around tractors and we have a lot of farms, so there's a lot of irrigation equipment. I like to just get that nice slow down feel. Occasionally I really do enjoy, like we were talking before the show, I like to go up and do what I call an acro run, which is really nothing more than a couple of wing overs and a barrel roll or two. And like I was saying earlier, for me today was one of those days where I shouldn't have been doing it. The air wasn't very good. It was pretty bumpy. And I decided to go into a barrel roll anyway. And halfway through the barrel roll, when I was upside down, I lost half my wing because I wasn't holding outside pressure.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And and it was this wing here behind me in the background, 18 meters. And, because of like we all learn in SIV, it wants to fly. As soon as it found pressure, boom, it bangs back open and you're back to flying and you go, wow, I really probably should have held some outside pressure on that. Like, and then you remember that's where you correlate back to that radio on your shoulder when you had Andrew or had someone there saying, hold outside pressure, hold outside pressure, hold outside pressure. Now switch. And it's like they're there with that timing to help you. And all of a sudden, when that switch happens and you click that time, the wing just, it snaps over. And you're like, whoa, I didn't realize the wing could react this fast. Then the videos all start to make sense when you're like, no wonder these guys can do this stuff. You're like, oh, I get it now.
We got Tyler in the chat just sent us $5. We appreciate you. Remember, if you send us anything in the chat, that goes to all of our prizes and mailing to the people that win the prizes. Which reminds me, we're going to be spinning. So make sure that you say hi in the chat, especially to JP Tula, because he's the one that's going to be putting you in the spinning wheel. Bart, Barry, my goodness. You've told us so many interesting things. Somebody said on the chat, I don't remember who it was, I just saw it a second ago. Wait a minute. Never trust skinny chain. Did you
Jeremy's asked a question for Bart. What was your wing progression like, and why did you pick each wing?
Well, my first wing was the Power Atlas, and it was picked for me by Kurt. I was flying the Fresh Breeze, and he said this is what I needed. So I had no choice with that one. That one is a very stable, boring wing, I'm going to say, I guess. When I fly that now, when you pull, you don't really tilt it much. It's more of a flat turn, nice and slow. I can see why it would be considered a good place for him to put me. It was a very safe wing.
The power mattress.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's not a fun wing to fly, but give it credit where it's due. It's old, but it does seem to be very stable. I feel safe under that wing.
If there was a way to put 12-inch Daytons on a wing, I think that would be the one.
Yes.
You just lower it down, throw some Daytons on it. That would be the lowrider of wings. It's just slow and floaty, and you just don't really expect nothing but a nice, chill, laid-back ride.
Yeah. It is an experience though, because I fly the Roadster more than any of them probably, and the Roadster when you want to go over here, you pull it and it'll go over there. You have to adjust when you have the power atlas out. Absolutely. Because if I want to go over there, I got to start pulling back there somewhere, or else just, I'm not going to end up where I want without doing a big turn. So yeah, then I progressed to the 30-meter roadster. A friend of mine, Craig Couch, had brought it down, and I was just learning foot launch back then, and I was having a really, really hard time getting that power atlas up. It is just such a heavy. Now, when you have the trike, it does all the work for you. You just got to guide that thing. But on foot launch, I was having a really hard time getting that power atlas up. So he brought me the roadster down, and next thing you knew, I was up in the air, and so I bought it off of him. So I think it was one of those, well, this one's working. You know, hell, it could have been my fault. I couldn't just not had the skill, right? So it had to be the wing. So when he let me fly that wing and it got me off the ground, I absolutely wanted to buy it because I knew I could launch it. A little bit later on, several months later, I did take the Power Atlas foot launch. So, I mean, it was possible. I just had no skill. That's the problem. I wasn't any good at what I was doing. So, and then I wanted something sportier. And another friend of mine, Drew Wired, he let me borrow a couple other wings and so I could get the feel for it. And I come to find out the 28 meter just wasn't enough of a change from the 30, to be honest with you. I didn't feel like it wasn't what I was looking for. I needed something a little more sporty, something I could play with. I wanted to scare me a little bit, right? So I flew the 26. Amazing. Fell in love with it. So that was my progression. And now I'm ready for 18 free ride. That's my next one.
And what is your standard wake up in the morning, eat bacon and gravy weight?
I'm at 240 right now, so I would like to get down to around 230, 235. When I started with Captain Kurt, I was 320 pounds. So that tells you how much I've dropped since then. So, but yeah, right now, 240, I would say the lazy winter weight is me. Yep.
Hey, we got two super chats in the chat here. We got Will Fly for $5 and Mark H for 20 for shipping and stuff.
Oh, that will work out great. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that a lot.
Hey, Bart, I'm in the 230 range. I'm flying a 27-meter wing, the Link 2. Have you flown any of the Nuvic wings?
I wish. No, I'm very familiar with Ozone. That's kind of what I've done. I'm trying to think what the name was. The one I flew to Parasema, I think is what I flew down at the SIV. But other than that, I'm very limited on different brands. I would love to try some. I just don't know. Most of my friends that fly the Ozone wings. What do you think?
So Bill H has contributed another $5. Thank you very much. And John Wayne has put in $9.99 because
so what I was going to say. Awesome. What I was going to say is what's not limited is the super chats tonight. Because they're flowing quite well tonight.
Bill H, he said, just because Scary Barry is awesome.
Thank you. Who said that?
Bill H sent $5.
Thank you, Bill. You're awesome back, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And John Wayne sent us a sticker, so that's really awesome. Thank you.
PPG
I was
Pirate
talking to Kevin earlier about. Please go ahead. I'm sorry.
No big deal. PPG Pirate wants to know, Bart, did you meet Leah? Was she one of the instructors?
That was I didn't get to know Leah. So the three people that was there with me, there was Leah, and then of course there was Andrew, and there was a gentleman by the name of Jonathan Carr. I don't know if any of you know Jonathan Carr.
Yes, Jonathan has been there for a while.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. And I got to be honest with you, Leah, the first day, I met her and talked to her a little bit, but she drove the boat. So she was in the water the whole day. Andrew was the one up on shore with us. He was the one on the radio. After that, Leah had to leave. I don't know where she had to go. So I really didn't get a chance to know her. And then Jonathan was the guy in my ear most of the time after that. And Andrew drove the boat. Now, on the second day, we had a lot of cloud cover. So we would get out there, and Jonathan couldn't always see me. So Andrew would take over from the boat because he would have a clear line of sight. I wish I could have got to know Leah better, but I really didn't have much of a chance to get to know her. She seemed like an awesome person, though. She's very knowledgeable. She definitely knows what she's doing.
And Mark George has contributed $20. Send Walter something. Bart Barry inspires me to SIV, he says.
That's awesome.
I recommend it. Please do. please do go down there with an open mind, and I think you're going to learn a lot from it. You're going to have some moments where you're going to have some old crap moments, I guarantee you, but it's worth it. You take a lot of knowledge home.
So Bart, would your old crap moments be with a question from PPG Pirate? Did you have really high winds, and did you get lost in the clouds?
I had really high winds on day 2 and day 3. Yes, we had to almost wait for those to calm down. The guys did a really good job of going to some different locations if they were too strong. But we had to take off reverse kite, and I'm not a real good reverse kiter. I admit I don't like to reverse kite. I need to get better at it. But we had those 2 days where you needed to take off reverse, so I was able to do it. We got it up and gone. But yeah, high winds. And then what was the second question? I'm sorry.
Did you get lost in the clouds?
I did a couple times, and because he would say head back towards shore, and all I see is there was a front moving in, so all you could see was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, but it was just a floor of rolling clouds that were out there. So sometimes I didn't know exactly which direction I could go in, but these guys never lost sight. They always knew where I was, and they say turn left 30 degrees or 180 degrees. You're going the wrong way, you idiot. So these guys took care of that, but there was a couple times that I was lost. Absolutely, yeah.
So Mark commented in the chat that he's currently in the yard erecting a doghouse tent because he's using Amy's credit card to make all these donations and purchases.
You know, we were talking about, Kevin, you were saying you were doing some wingovers and a barrel roll today. I don't know if you've seen the video, but I did. The weight shift harness is so much different than the paramotor harness. You just have so much more freedom. Well, the first set of wingovers they were weight shift only wingovers is what he was having me do.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy Graham at the time, he had said, now listen, when you go up there, he says, I really want you to put everything you got into it. You know, give it all you got. So I thought, well, I'm going to give it all I got. How often you get to do this kind of stuff? So I started pushing those weight shift only wingovers, and I did an absolute full barrel roll out of a weight shift only wingover. That was
On what wing?
It was on that SEMA, that Power SEMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. And you know what? I didn't even know for sure that that's what I had done. You know, you kind of get a little bit disoriented over there. And then, of course, I come over that barrel roll, and he says, okay, let's come out of that. And then he kind of laughs, and Jonathan told me, he says, buddy, that was a full
And
barrel roll.
what harness, Bert?
I'm sorry?
What harness or frame? Or what? Yeah,
No, that was on the free flight harness for the SIV. Yeah.
So okay.
I don't know what harness they had us in, but it was, yeah. I mean, of course, I'm a fat guy, and they had me on, what was that, a 24 or 23 meter? I don't even know. I'm hugely overweighted.
Tell me
Well,
this.
the thing about being in a free flight harness is you get about 5 times the weight shift.
Oh,
That's what I was
unreal.
gonna ask.
And then
Unreal.
once you get comfortable in your mind with understanding you're not going to fall out of the thing,
Yeah.
you really can start putting your body weight into everything you do. And when you
It's
start
amazing.
rolling your hips up, you
That's all
start
it
making
takes.
big drastic moves into the wing that you can't do even with a weight shift harness and paramotors. You just don't have it.
You know,
Because
and
you can't get the whole machine to roll the same as you can roll a free flight harness. So
I guess
yeah, I mean, when I started learning how to do stuff, that was one of the things we would do. Is it would build your timing. So when you actually have brakes in your hand and you're actually doing big wingovers or barrel rolls or sats or barrel roll to sat or any of that kind of stuff, you have a centered position with your body where you're in tune in the harness with driving the wing through the energy. And when you see guys like I did today who don't hold that pressure, who get their timing off, that's when you see big deflations in high G maneuvers and guys get scared and they either stop doing big G maneuvers or they don't respect what happened and then they don't learn why it happened. And so they'll go out and just push harder thinking maybe if I go harder, it'll be better. And that's why I always come back to that. It's great to learn an SIV, but sometimes SIV maneuvers are best left there.
I guess my biggest fear of
question
that.
in the chat, and it's actually from Amy George on the panel. Amy, go ahead and ask your questions, please.
Well, I had a couple. One of them was, when do you recommend a pilot to go to SIV, when they're new or when they've been flying for a year or so. And then another question I had was, how did actually going to SIV compared to what you had thought it might be?
I don't know that I would recommend somebody to go right away, like I said, because there is a certain amount of, they already think you're at a certain level, right? So there's certain things they're not going to, they don't want you to get up there and say, pull right brake, and you're, what is a brake? You know, they don't want you at that level. Obviously, they want you to be able to do your launches and landings and things like that. So, which was another hard one for me. I've always had a motor on my back. So to do a spot landing in a without a motor, I learned I wasn't very good at that. So yeah, I needed a little more help with that. So I need to practice that more often. But I would say, depending on your skill level, I mean, that's where it's going to be. I think if you feel like you can launch that wing and you can take instruction well, and you think you have a good feel of what it's going to do, go for it. I mean, I don't think he's going to put you in any kind of danger. I think he assesses you first off. I mean, I think that's what the whole frontal collapses and the asymmetrical, I think that's what that day was, is how good does this old fat guy listen to him? Because obviously if I'm up there and he says, pull your A's, and I'm pulling the back D's, you know, he knows I don't know what I'm talking about. So I think that's why you start off slow. So I say definitely it's not going to hurt anything to have that knowledge early. A year into it, if you feel comfortable, I would definitely do that. Yes,
so
absolutely.
at my school, I recommend students do an SIV no sooner than 40 hours, but I encourage them to do it before 100 hours.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Because like you said, Barry, I agree with you 100%. When you want to go and teach someone to do big ears, you want them pulling on the outer A's, not the stabila line. When you have someone doing B line stalls, you want them grabbing the B's, not the A's. Like, I mean, in that 40 hours, you get accustomed to the wing being overhead. You get accustomed to the risers. You get accustomed to things. But by 100 hours, you can start to develop either fear or bad habits that then become hard to change when you do go to an SIV. So you may have taken a collapse one day, and then when you go into SIV and they want you to purposefully collapse the wing, you have a fear. And that fear makes you do things halfway instead of all the way, which can lead to more fear piling up. And then the SIV doesn't do you justice. So there's a window where you need to have enough experience to make it educational, but not so much bad habit, so to speak, where it becomes fearful. And that's where I feel it's that 40 to 100 hours is, in my opinion, the perfect window to send a student.
And I tell you, Amy, I think I wasted a lot of my time. Like I said, I've been flying for 7 years. That's not a huge amount compared to some people out there, but I've got a year and a half under the foot launch now. And I think I wasted a lot of time worrying about, can I turn this sharper? Is this wing going to collapse? Is the tip going to come in? I'm telling you, when the tip comes in, it's not an event. That tip can stay in all it wants anymore. I don't care. I think I wasted too long worrying about what that wing can and can't do. If I'd have went to an SIV course, I'd have felt so much more comfortable under that wing. So yeah, I think Kevin's right. Get in there just over 40 hours, probably a good time.
And my other question was, how did the SIV compare to you for what your had already preconceived notions were?
Oh, my gosh, you know, the whole butterfly in the stomach thing, that's what I had going down. So the guys that were in the car with me were like, man, you're quiet for a change. You know, I was like, I didn't mean to be quiet. I wasn't upset. It was just, I had that butterfly thing going on. And I think my expectations was I was going to be scared crapless, man. I was going to be like, I don't think this is for me. I thought that's who I was going to be. But those guys made it feel safe to me. They made it feel like, we're going to be here for you. We're going to talk you through it. And that all changed. So I think my expectations was fear and being lost. And what actually happened was confidence. And the one thing I will say a negative, and I've since learned that this is not just my opinion. Sometimes in those spins, sometimes in those things you get going, they have the radios here, but that wind noise is so crazy. I almost felt like they would say, okay, this is what you're going to do. But when it came time to do that, all I heard was, I don't know if you said don't do it or do it, right? So it becomes instinct. And if I had one negative thing to take away and I don't have a solution, I don't like to put problems out there without a solution, because then you're just complaining, right? So I don't have a solution for that, but I do wish that could be taken care of, because I felt like the most vital moments, I didn't have what I needed to hear. Maybe
So-
an earpiece. I don't
We
know.
have a lot of people in the panel that has done SIV classes. So let's go ahead and open up the questions to our panel that's done SIV or have not done, and let's go ahead and talk about SIVs. JP, were you going to say something?
Were you wearing one of those scarf things over your ears, Bart?
I
A
did. I
neck
tried a
over-
couple different ways. I tried to pull it buff down this way. I tried to wrap it. Everything. I tried all kinds of stuff. I'm almost 50 years old. My hearings must be going bad because I couldn't hear sometimes.
So
Do what?
check this out. Hold on. So check this out. This is an interesting thing that has to do with the physics of how your brain works. So when you go into a high stress situation, especially something like SIV, learning to fly, the first thing that goes when you start to become overwhelmed in a situation is your hearing. Your hearing goes away, then your vision starts to tunnel, and you start to lose the ability to make good decisions because the stress levels overtake your ability to think. So there's been times where I've looked back at even my own training and my own videos where I had a student say, well, you weren't telling me to pull that hand, or you weren't telling me. And I look and I watch the video and it's like, I'm actually audibly yelling at you to use your left hand. And then you turn around and tell me you didn't hear anything. I'm only 10 feet from you and I'm literally yelling.
I could see that. I never
hearing
felt.
aspect, when you go into a high G's, like I said, your hearing goes away first and then you're going to a hyper focus. So it could very well be that there was both radios blaring at your head.
Well, they
and
were.
that
I could
you
hear that.
couldn't hear them.
I could hear the noise. I just couldn't make out what they were saying.
Right.
It sounded very garbled. But yeah, I could hear the radios. They were there. It's just I couldn't tell what they were saying.
But it's a lot of it is not to do with age or with your ability to hear or even the wind noise. It's just the fact that your brain tunnels in on this focus because you go into a situation where you have so much stress that builds up and you do it in a way where you don't focus or consciously know you're doing it. And then once the glider's flat and level, once things are conscious, all of a sudden you're like, oh, Andrew, hey, what? Oh, yeah, that was perfect. Cool, let's do it again.
Yeah, the problem was I also had that same issue on the toe. So when we were going up, he would say, go to the left of the boat or to the right of the boat. It was probably just me. I don't know, but I couldn't always hear if he said, stay to the right or stay to the left or stay where you're at. We would just kind of guess. And if he yelled at me again, I would say, well, I guess wrong. So you could very well be right. I would say, that stress could cause a lot of that, but I think it's probably just me. My old ears, man, I can't hear nothing. I need my hearing aids up there.
Conditioning factor to that where you say, hey, I'm not as young as I used to be.
Exactly. That's where I'm at.
All right, panel, any questions for Bart or any comments?
Man, I got a question about the G-forces and stuff. So I went into really deep spirals and I got totally sick. I mean, I thought I was going to black out and totally lose consciousness. I was in that deep 5 3 times, came down, immediately landed, and I was done for hours, man. I mean, it's 2 days ago that happened to me. I still feel it right now. That's how intense that was. And I just want to know how that affected it. Carry over? Did you feel a decline in cognitive ability, at least for any time? Because I was totally wiped out. I'm still wiped out right now. I can't even read sentences without getting a headache.
No, I've got to say I didn't have that kind of a reaction. I felt a little like, if I'd stand up here and do some spins, you get a little dizzy in the head after I came out. But I started focusing more on my wing and less on the ground in those maneuvers. And I never had that. And usually once I came out of it, it was just kind of okay, I'm good to go. But maybe the G-forces are affecting you differently. I didn't have that, no.
Well, there is, in fact, what we call G tolerance, and it's kind of like drinking. On the first night, it's only a little bit, or it's too much and you overdid it, right? But on the second night, it's a little bit more, and so on until you're the kind of guy that can grab a bottle and just drink a bottle straight up and party. That's the same principle with doing G tolerance. So on the first couple of flights, if you overdo it, it'll make you feel sick. It'll load up on your body and make you feel a little weird. And it affects more people differently than others. But after you get comfortable with the G's and you build up, you can get to a point where a full nose down spiral is almost fun. You load in and you're just like, oh, and you just squeeze.
I can tell you,
I love the G's, man.
Ever. That will never be fun to me. Not ever.
Oh, I absolutely love them. I love the G-forces. I like the way
It
it made
took
me
me a
feel.
long time. I did not like it at first. I went into my first locked in, like actual truly locked in spiral, and it scared me. Like I went down, I landed, I went and drank a beer. I talked to guys about all the different ways and things, and went and flew another day. It's not, I mean, this is one of those things where we always have the phrase that says takeoffs are optional, but landings are mandatory. There's, if you're not feeling it that day, or if you've done something that makes you feel uncomfortable, sometimes it's best to take a step back and reflect on that and say, why am I afraid? What is it that scares me? What makes me uncomfortable about it? And then maybe start with small wing overs and build back up.
My instructor, Leah, told me the reason I should be scared of them is because they'll kill you and you shouldn't do them.
Well, I mean, Leah does have a point, but I mean, that's kind of a little bit exaggerated.
I don't know, man.
You just said you got locked out.
I was locked out to the point, and I was losing consciousness in it, and it's fucked me up for a couple of days. And her point, I think, was to illustrate to me, because I told her that I do spirals for fun at home, and I maybe get to that 3 mark, and she put that 5 mark. And I really think her intent was to show me I shouldn't be playing around with such forces, because it was the most intense. And again, I had done lots of the other maneuvers, full collapses, full stalls, no problems. But that spiral, there was something intrinsically different about it that put me in a place that I don't ever want to be again, not because of fear, because of sheer close to losing consciousness.
Well, so what she's doing for you, you have to understand, she's doing you a service in a regard that you now understand what a level 5 feels like.
Correct.
So when you're at home and you do what we'll call spirals for fun, and you're doing them at a level 3, you're safe because you know what a 5 feels like. You know what's going too far. So you know how to stop yourself from getting to a point where you're unsafe and uncomfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, it does, but I don't think you can really prepare anyone for that feeling, because no one knows what an individual's G tolerance is.
Correct.
And to sink somebody into that,
you're absolutely right.
Everybody's different. And I want to really stress, I mean, I've been in this SIV course for the last 3 days with some of my best friends. There's been some huge emotional ups and downs. I don't think it's for everybody. I think everybody could gain from it, but I think people really need to be very careful about their decision making of why they're there, what they're there for, and what they're there to get out of it. Because what I got out of it was that safety should be the most primary focus of my flights, and that I should focus on being the safest pilot instead of trying to get the faster wing or the most dynamic wing. Maybe I should focus on making my moves better and more complete with a slow wing first. And I just learned so much from this course that it totally changed my approach. It totally gave me a new confidence in my wing, but it's told me that you need to focus on being a pilot and not focus on trying to move up on wings and move up on gear, but to focus on the fundamentals of flight, because there's some really intrinsic danger up there. And this SIV made that apparent to not only me, but all the guys in my group. A lot of us went in the drink. We had guys throwing reserves in spirals that had to get out of emergency maneuvers. And we had some tough stuff go on in our class. And I just want to paint the reality that it's not all fun and games up there. There's some intense shit going down. And I don't know. I'm still processing all the information. I'm sure some of the other guests will have a lot to say about it. But Nevada here, he threw a reserve on a spiral that was initiated from a cravat from a B-stall gone bad. And I'd love to hear from him, but That was my little experience for the last few days, and I just kind of wanted to share that.
Any other questions in the chat or in the panel?
Hey, Pirate, you going to do any more spirals?
I'll do them to a level 3. That's about it.
No, I think that
questions or chats?
there's a misunderstanding
Any other questions?
about the SIV.
Okay.
I basically want to go because I want to learn about how safe my wing is instead of having to worry about things all the time. I want to learn about the collapses and the crevasses and things like that. If and when I need to throw my reserve, how do I need to do that? Those are the things I want to learn. You know, I don't mind doing maybe some wing overs and maybe a barrel roll, but I have no desire to do high G maneuvers at all, period.
And I think that's the point. I think that's what's important is I was wanting to do wing overs and spirals, and I wasn't sure of my confidence level or that I had enough knowledge to do so. I would say if you're not wanting to do spirals, wing overs, anything like that, don't do that. Just go down and learn about your wing, how much it can take before it collapses, or when it comes in, it still flies. I mean, that's the stuff that can happen in everyday flight. If you get, I don't know, you get a thermal, one pops off, you didn't know it was going to be there, and it collapses the right side of your wing. You need to know how to react to that. And you can absolutely only do that. I would recommend, if you're not interested in doing a high G maneuver, absolutely don't do that. But you can still take away a lot from my day one, let's say, where I just did the simple stuff. Yeah.
The first SIV I did, one of the guys just wanted to go one day, and they just wanted to learn big ears. You don't need to go to SIV and do, you know, high G maneuvers.
No.
You can learn whatever you want to.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, the third day there, it was request day pretty much. He's like, what do you want to work on? And it wasn't any of those real high spiral Gs or anything like that. I wanted to work on that porpoising. I wanted to do energy management, work on my spot landings a little bit. It was just an easy day, and I was wore out. I'm telling you, by day 3, I didn't have a whole lot of energy left in this old fat guy. There wasn't a lot left. It was pretty intense. So yeah, I would just pick and choose what you want to do. Andrew will help you with that, I'm sure, whatever you want to do.
So you said that was on day 3, it was request day. So what was day 1 and day 2?
Well, day one was almost all just those collapses. It was just you do an asymmetrical, you do a full frontal. We did the horseshoe where you just grab those 2 most inner A's, put them together, and you pull that center of the wing down. It was all kind of like what your wing would do. Let's say you did take an asymmetrical or right side collapse. This is how it would feel, and this is how you should react. So when that wing came in, I leaned left and pulled left brake. And we did that so many times that it got to be almost second nature. And that's all day 1 was. Day 2, we started doing a little bit deeper spirals, things like that. And it was all on my request. He's like, what do you want to do next? And I said, I would love to learn a spiral. I want to learn this. I want to do that. The barrel roll was not a request. That was an accident. So that was on my part with the weight shift. But everything I did was I asked for, I will admit, because I feel I was ready for that. And I was going to do it with or without help. So yeah, day 1 would be a good day to do for people who just want to learn their wing. Where'd you go? I ran her off.
So I think that I was saying a little bit ago, I think people have a little bit of a misconception about how SIV operates as a standard, because it really embraces the theory of safety third, not safety first. And I say that because by the time you get to the SIV and you've had those 40 to 100 hours, you are executing your basic skills at 100% capacity, which is what it has to be because you're connected to a boat or a tow of some kind. And when things don't work out, sometimes you wind up smashing into the water or the ground from 50 feet. So when you put safety first, sometimes a lot of that fear creeps in of all the stuff that's going on. But when you put your focus, your thought, and then safety, your focus and your thought will overwhelm the safety factor, so you have a better execution. When you're focused on fear and safety, that can sometimes get in the way of your execution in a mental state. And so with SIV, you are executing these maneuvers in such a way to elaborate on that basic sense. I think a lot of people look at SIV and they go, well, I'm going to use SIV to learn a barrel roll or learn a sat or learn some maneuvers. But the reality is SIV is not ever intended to be that. That's supposed to be an advanced maneuvers course. SIV is supposed to be so you learn how to deflate your wing and then deal with deflations. So when people get a misunderstanding about, well, when I go, are they going to make me do wing overs or are they going to make me do a barrel roll? They need to understand you only will go as far as needed because you're the pilot. Even with Andrew or whoever's standing on the ground in the radio, if you don't want to go to a 5 down spiral, you're the one pulling the brake. You just don't pull anymore and you say, no, I'm uncomfortable, I'm not doing it. So if all you want is deflations and to learn how your wing reacts with an asymmetric or a frontal, you can learn that and leave it at that. And I don't recommend going as far as a sat or a barrel roll unless you have enough time to make that education worth it. Because if you're a 40-hour guy and you think that SIV is to go learn how to sat, your progression needs to be taken into question and someone should have a real talk with you about how long you plan on being in this sport.
We're just spinning the wheel while we're talking. So any other questions in the chat or in our panel?
So I think that Pirate mentioned Nevada had to throw his laundry. You want to share that with us?
Ah, good one.
Yeah, I can talk about that. Can you hear me all right?
Sure.
Yeah, it was the day was going good. I got up to the top and I was at Fighter 3 and pulled a beeline stall and wing got a little out of shape overhead and then the right side cravated and I went into a spiral and I worked as hard as I could to get it out. Thankfully, the radios were there. I was hard on left brake, weight shift left, did everything I thought I could. And then at the point where I heard reserve, I reached back and tossed it. Glad it was there.
Glad you're okay, Nevada.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. That was definitely a fear that I've had of, you know, like if the shit hits the fan, you know, where is it and what's going to go down? And I've got that one under my belt. I mean, it'll probably be completely different if it happens again. But at least what I took away from it was, you know, okay, this is how I handled it. And after that, I had a lot of questions as to like, oh, okay, what if the reserve was on my opposite side? Or, you know, how would I deal with this, that, or the other thing? And honestly, there was no time to be afraid. I that didn't even cross my mind. It was just so much work at the moment trying to get things straightened out. And then, hey, no, please, just hold on a second. Once, you know, I was working really hard and I really wasn't even tuned in to the ground and how high I was. So it was really nice to have that reserve call in my ear to say, hey, you know, now's the time. And luckily it deployed and I went swimming.
Do you know how far up you were when you deployed?
Brook, do you know? I might have been, I don't know if I was 1,000 feet.
600 feet. If that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we were all there watching you. Yeah, we watched you come down and the whole place just got quiet and it was just like, oh. And then he just tried to coach you through it and it just started going down and down and down. And we were all tense. Andrew Fuller was calm as a cucumber, man. This dude was just so chill. He was talking to you so calm and it just got too close. And he's like, yeah, throw it, reserve. and you tossed it and it went like it was supposed to. The speedboats took off. But man, you were low and you took a lot of fall, bro. A lot.
That was the spookiest thing in the world. The reserve.
Yeah.
Not getting any louder, not getting any more excited. It was just reserve.
Yeah, he was calm the whole time.
Real chill.
But man, it was going down. Like the ship was going down bad, I thought. And it was just whoa. And the whole tip was pulled in, and you could tell you were in the hurt. And the whole peninsula was pulling for you.
The one that I learned that I didn't realize before that was once I landed in the lake, what a headache it was to get out of the harness. And what, you know, luckily I don't usually panic in water. And yet, you know, Leah was there with the boat and she's like, don't kick your feet, just hang out. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But if you were there by yourself, you just struggled to get out of that harness. And you know, there again, you throw a motor on your back. What and where is the flotation mounted? You know, there was once again a lot of questions followed, a lot of stuff learned, very beneficial. You know, and just so much to process. Unfortunately, I would have liked to gotten even further in the training, but and I mean, we got through a lot of stalls, full stalls, and didn't get into. I mean, I am in that. I'm over 40 hours, but I'm definitely less than 100 hours. So I didn't get too involved with sats and barrel rolls and stuff like that, but it definitely changed my world in terms of.
So Parachick has a question, and she says, Brian said it looked like you were close to land. Do you know how close you were and how sore you were? And how sore were you, excuse me?
I was so focused on the wing and trying to get it opened up. My peripheral wasn't totally there in terms of, you know, the ground approaching because he was still coaching me. Perhaps if no one was there, I'd have been I'd have been checking the ground. So I was so dialed into the wing and just trying to work out of it that I was not that aware of the ground. And it was nice to have that reserve call. As for being sore, I wasn't sore at all. Yeah, it was pretty good.
So you make a really good point about the water, though. So a lot of people think that having power floats or a PPG smoke float or something like that is going to be something that allows them to go play in, on, or around the water with basically careless ease, because my motor has floats, right? And I think you understated it without trying to, but how difficult it is once you go into the water with the lines and your gear and your jacket and everything going on, how hard it is to get all of everything unclipped and get out without having a panic, even with a boat and help next to you.
Yeah, if I when I end up coming back for another course, which I definitely will, probably be an annual thing, just because of time. I don't know that I could get down here twice a year. I live in Pennsylvania, but
sure.
When I'm up in the drink again, I'm gonna ask them like, hey, just give me 2 minutes. Let me see if I can get myself out of this, and see what happens. Because yeah, if you're flying alone, which I don't normally do, and I probably would not do over water, especially now. But knowing what I know now, yeah, flotation is definitely going to change on my setup, on my body personally. And it's definitely something to take into consideration. Now, Leah actually brought up a good point. She's like, are you the float, the motor float, you know, and where you mount those reserves. Sometimes you might want to mount the flotation on one side, so it actually kind of flips you up or keeps you one direction instead of face down. That's kind of the worst. If you're going to hit the water, don't flare. In the event that it was a motor out or an issue like that, reserve is a reserve. You're not going to do much there. But if you're coming into the water, just go hands up, let that wing fly right on past you and hit the water with lines straight. Instead of what kind of happened to Scott, we had an issue with a toe, and Scott can tell you, he went in, he was 3 feet off the water, and he's trying to get some flare going, and he flared. The wing just landed on top of him, and it was wet, and they are ridiculously heavy.
So, hey, that reminds me, I've seen it both ways, but I've seen where some guys train, like if you're going to hit the water, that you can start unbuckling from your harness before you hit the water. You don't want to do all of it, but I've heard that some of it you might want to start unbuckling, like your chest strap. I don't know. I've seen both ways. What's the deal, Kevin? I see you shaking your head no. You're muted.
Trying to lip read. Maybe I can get it for you here. Let's try.
You're muted.
I haven't got anything from him. I think he said you should unbuckle and jump out. Is that what he said?
Hey, real quick.
100 feet.
Real quick, while we're all scratching our
Yeah,
heads.
there you go.
He said he was trying to lip read.
Hey, everybody smile real quick, okay?
I got my nephews over, so I'm trying to stay muted so I don't have too much background
3,
noise.
2, 1, everybody smile.
So what I was saying is you don't have time. Unless you're at like 5,000 feet and the motor goes out over the ocean, you don't have time. Most of the time you're going to end up in the water, you're going to be foot dragging, or you're going to be close enough that you can't make the beach. And if that's the case, that means you don't have time. You're going to be the pilot. You're not going to be unclipping stuff. I've personally been on scene when a friend of mine got blown over the back at one of our flying sites here in Oregon. And the GoPro video, from what I saw personally standing there watching him, tells two different tales. In the harness, he took a collapse, got buckarooed, and was a full-on passenger due to the turbulence. There was no way he was unbuckling anything in that instance. Not to mention he was below 1,000 feet. He did make it to the rocks right at literally the high tide or the low tide mark, and his wing and gear wound up in the water, but he wound up on the rocks. So it was literally like a guardian angel got him to the rock, because the Oregon coast is not forgiving when it comes to the way that waves break on the beach. It's not sand, it's not nice, it's not Florida. So you just simply don't have time. When you hit the water and you go in, the problem, especially with a paramotor, is the gas tanks are mounted on the bottom on almost every frame with the exception of the Evo. And what happens is gas is lighter than water. The gas tank is a big air bubble. It rotates the paramotor upside down. And then when you think about how your sinuses work, anytime you go upside down, you lose positive pressure and water flows in through your sinus. So then you panic. So i.e., it becomes a very bad situation really, really quickly, even with flotation. So the moral of the story, or the grand takeaway, is anytime you fly over water, it's a risk. I mean, like Dave Wolf, for example, he was very lucky. He was in 3 feet of water. He was able to walk out to the side, and it wasn't like a bad place. Some of the places we have here in Oregon, it's trees on both sides. There's no beach. There's no out. So if you went in the water, even with floats, there's no way to get out of the river. You're stuck. So the fear of water is, I mean, it's not like I want to say I'm a gremlin, don't get me wet because I'll multiply, but it's almost, in my opinion, that kind of fearful. Unless you have a boat, unless you have someone specifically waiting in the water with a jet ski or something, you really should do the best you can to avoid it. I mean, that's my opinion. It's not a risk. This sport is all about risk and reward. And water and drowning and losing your gear, like best case scenario, you have a flooded motor, right? And you dry your wing out. Middle case scenario, you lose all your gear. Worst case scenario, you lose everything, including your life. As you weigh through those measures, you have to decide for yourself how much you're willing to risk. But in my opinion, I don't care, power floats, life jacket, any other kind of float. I don't fly over the water. It's not a risk I'm willing to take. SIV, different story. I want to do that over water because if and in fact I'm going to have to go in, I'd much rather have the little bit of forgiveness that water provides versus the trees or the hard ground.
Beginner me
Aaron,
question.
you've been sitting quietly all day. You did a SIV class. Anything that you want to say today?
I kind of dozed off there. Did you say my name?
I think he might be froze.
Yeah, his internet's in and out. I think he was talking to you, Aaron.
Oh, yeah. I did the SIV back in October. And a lot of my experience was the same as Bart's. You know, I was probably at about 60 hours at the time, and getting to the point where I was starting to do some things I knew could get me in trouble because I didn't know how to get out if something happened. So watched some videos on SIV, listened to some people, and decided I need to do that before I get in trouble. So,
And I think that's the key. And I think if you're going to do it, you need to do it supervised to begin with, because you already have the mindset of, I think I can get this wing over just a little bit bigger, but you're doing it on your own and you don't know what's going to happen because you don't know what's going to happen yet. So I think if you have the desire to do that, maybe that's what you should do. If you don't have the desire to do those things, then absolutely no, don't do them.
yeah, I know myself, and I'm not just going to be satisfied just putting around, you know, nice and flat and never getting the wingtip over the horizon. I knew better than that. I mean, that's just not the way
Aaron,
I am.
I always thought I would be, Aaron, but as I kept going, I kept getting a little bit riskier and a little bit riskier. I like that adrenaline. I like to push the edge a little bit. It makes me feel like I like to keep learning, or else it gets kind of stale. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it was
the
time
one
for me
thing
to do SIV.
The one thing I took away from it that's kind of opposite of what a lot of people say is, you know, I did gain a lot more respect for the wing and how it flies and the things you could get it into and it will come out, and the ability to, you know, fly half collapse and all that stuff. But I came away with a little more hesitancy to start getting in deep on some stuff until I get more of the power management under control. That's the part that I lack the experience in, is I can get into a pretty deep wing over, but if I come out sideways, you know, then what do you do? So I'm already looking at going back. Oh yeah, I'm already looking at going back. I'm trying to get back in the next few months. You know, when I was on autopilot when we were going through it, you know, you got him in your ear, relying on him. I'm just doing what he tells me to do, not always understanding why I'm doing what he's telling me to do. So I think the second time, you know, when you get to day 2 and you're done these maneuvers over and over again, you start to loosen up a little bit, and I was more aware of, you know, my surroundings and what was going on. But in the beginning, it's just, you know, pull your left brake, and I pull my left brake. So I didn't really fully grasp why I was doing some of those things. But I think the second time through, and, you know, I'd like to continue on it too, that I think I'll be more spatially aware of what's going on. You know, it's like Devon said, he didn't know how high he was when he threw his reserve. Well, you know, I didn't either. I kind of did, because mine went in. I did mine voluntarily. I didn't. I wasn't being yelled at to throw it because I was in a bad situation. It was just to get the experience. But yeah, still, you kind of lose your perspective of where you are when you're watching your wing the whole time.
So, question for anyone that's taken the SIV, how did you find the physical endurance? You being in shape or not in shape, how did you find the SIV course to be difficult, not difficult, very strenuous, not strenuous?
I'll speak first if you guys don't mind. I'm almost 50 years old, so that's not an excuse. I can work out more, but I was exhausted. By the end of day 3, I don't know that I'd have wanted to do a day 4. My body was done. I kind of tweaked my back a little bit. Again, old age sneaks up on you. And I felt it was starting to take away a little bit from wanting to do some of those more high G maneuvers. And my body just gave out. So for me, physically, I would like to have been in better shape. No lie.
I'm 55 and I'm a glutton for punishment. So by day 3, I was feeling it, especially after I got snatched on day 2. I was a little sore where the lines got me and the risers got me, but I would have kept going. We got weathered out kind of on day 3 in the afternoon. The cloud base was too low to do anything productive.
And I think that's what surprised me the most was, and like I said, you know, I'm not in the best physical shape, but pulling those collapses takes so much effort, much more than I ever thought it would. I think if you get a chance to watch the video, one of the asymmetricals I was doing, my hand was literally shaking.
I saw that. I
Just
saw
pulling
that.
that as hard as I could to keep it flat. Yeah, I mean, and that's just me being not in as good a physical shape as somebody half my age or that works out on a regular. But it's definitely intense. There's a lot of physical strength needed to do some of those maneuvers.
I don't mean to sound the exact opposite, but when I did my SIV course, I found it to be a lot of fun. I didn't find it to be very physical, if that makes sense. But
Well,
I
look
also
at
grew up
you
racing motorcycles, so I'm used to
You
doing
calling me
physical.
old right now? You calling me old and fat, man? It's okay. I'm with it, buddy. Shoot it out. Shoot it out there.
I just said my experience is the opposite. I didn't call you any names.
Do you think that
how am
maybe
I
stress
supposed to-
levels made
how
you
am I
more
supposed to
tired
call
also?
you names? You're the one with a groupie. I don't even have groupies, so how am I supposed to call
I don't
you
even
names?
know what that is, man. I have no idea what that is supposed to be. How old are you, Kevin?
I'm 37 on Thursday.
Nice. Happy birthday Thursday, man.
Thank you.
Who's it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? Oh, it's going to Australia. Nope. Tyler. Will fly. Will
Hey,
fly.
can we go over some winners? I want to know who won what.
Yeah, I'd like to know what I won. I won something.
Man, you guys need to pay attention. We got Shannon Brooks won, Mark George won, Mark McElroy won, and Will Fly has just won. Make sure you guys all contact Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa.
I want to know what's the most expensive gift.
So I've got a question for you guys who have all done the SIV with the Skylab. Did you guys ever have a discussion beforehand about who was going to buy the beers when you didn't make it back to land?
What?
Because when I took my SIV,
basically.
when I took my SIV, we had a nice little fun running thing that says basically anybody who landed in the water was buying the rounds that night as long as they weren't hurt.
Interesting.
It was kind of fun.
If you were in our class, we were all in.
You might short it, you might wind up on a reserve, whatever the case may be. But if you wound up in the water, you had to buy.
We all
a
went in
round.
the water because the winds were crazy.
The only time that didn't count was the last flight because you threw your reserve no matter what.
The very first guy, the very first.
I think Brook is on the old 4G network. I don't think he's gone to 5G yet.
I think he's on
very
that
first
Taco
guy
Bell
on the very
network.
First day, no speedboats lost him. He was a mile away. Well, if you can't hear me, I won't talk. Sorry, guys.
Now you're back. You were breaking up pretty bad.
Hey,
The first guy,
Big shout out. Big shout out to James Sutherland. Just made another donation. Thanks, James. Love it.
Thank you very much.
Hey, if it's any consolation, Brooke, you're taking the prize away from Tommy because normally Tommy's the one that's always. No,
That is true.
I'm in Brian
5G phone now, bro.
5G phone, baby.
I'm in Brian Waller's trailer, man. It's not my fault.
Oh, it's Brian. It's
Got
Brian's
that
fault.
iPhone 12, baby.
5G right here, Tommy.
It's
5G.
Brian's fault.
I got the iPhone 12.
Hey, I haven't seen it hit 5G yet. I think they lying.
Hey, by the way, so I became the Power to Fly dealer for Oregon, and Darren pointed that out in the chat. So thank you very much. So if you guys are in the market for Power to Fly stuff and you're in the Pacific Northwest, I'm your man.
Woo woo. Yeah,
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Y'all know who the oldest person to go SIV would be?
Jesus, he ascended all the way to the top, never came back.
Good
He's
try.
the only one we've left up there. All the rest have come back down.
Lordy, help us all. That's all I can say.
No, seriously, who's the oldest person to go? Anyone know?
I have a friend of mine. His name is David Blizzard. He is the owner of Blizzard Wines, if you want to look that up on the internet. He's 86 years old. The guy went and did an SIV last spring and is a comp flyer in free flight at 86. And to watch him fly, you wouldn't guess. You would think he's in his mid-40s or something. The guy is spry as could be. It's amazing. And he looks like Jerry Garcia. He's got a big old beard and fluffy hair. Nicest guy you ever met.
We are going to be spinning the wheel again, but this time for all the people that have donated in the super chat. So we're going to give you a couple of minutes before we spin that wheel. And we'll talk about the prizes that have been won a little bit later. But we're doing we're having such a good time doing this, and everything's flowing so well. We're going to continue to talk to everyone that has done the SIV course. Bart, since you're our guest, when did you need to leave? I mean, we already been talking for an hour and a half.
I'm good with however long you guys want to stick around. I got nothing going on tonight.
No, you probably didn't want to say that because we usually talk for 4 hours. Anyway, that's as soon as you need to leave, just let us know. Anybody in the chat?
We will talk until Skinny Chef falls asleep.
That's true. Where is he?
He's
on
already
the
happened.
panel here.
It's already happened.
It's already happened.
He had to blink out his camera for a minute. His wife's over there beating him up again.
Uh-oh. He's on mute too, so if he's trying to say something.
I had to do something real quick. I had to take care of some dog issues. I didn't want to be called Linda too. And my dog's barking.
Is that a fun way of saying you had to clean up that lithium crystals?
So true.
No. So I just want to. So I don't know how many of you guys on the panel or in the chat here that have a little trouble with picking up the ladies, but I got a couple pickup lines for you to help you guys out.
What in the heck?
I'm just trying to help some of the fellas out.
Do I need to like leave the building right now or what?
Hey Scott, he's talking to you, Scott.
Linda, I'm looking right at you. Okay. I'm looking right at you when I say all of this, just so you know.
Hey guys, I gotta point this out. Full stop. PPG Pirate Brook has just donated $99.99.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
I love it when they drink.
Nice.
I love it when they drink.
He actually meant to donate 99 cents or $9.
I know, huh?
You put the decimal point in the wrong place, Brook.
Yeah.
Someone's still feeling the effects of the G's.
He did say he was in Brian Waller's trailer. So
He is officially the person that has donated the most at one time in the super chat. You are number one.
Look at him.
He's trying to get y'all
That's
the
crazy.
$199.
What
there's
the
gonna be some
heck?
good prizes next week. Y'all better tune in next week.
Yeah,
We need
thanks
to
for those
find
prizes
who-
next week, Brooke.
Hey, does anybody know that guy? Who is that? Who is
Keep
that?
it up, I'll do it again.
I don't think you will. I dare you.
And since we're on the topic, I
So we got
some of
Scott
that
Shamka
tincture-
here.
I got some of that tincture in the mail. Thank
Oh,
you for
those-
that, by the way.
I still got more to send out to a few people on my list.
Oh, that's a nice shirt you got on there, Skinny Chef.
Yeah, got it.
It only
today.
took you what? It only took you what, like 6 months to get that?
Hey, I'm just saying, I got it today. I put it on. I'm like, this is a really nice shirt.
Thank you.
It actually really, all jokes aside, it's a freaking comfortable shirt. Just so you know.
I know. We pay a lot for those freaking shirts.
Sure, yay.
The only problem with this shirt is someone's probably gonna steal it to sleep in at night, and it's gonna be a fight. Just so you know, because I'm digging this shirt. Just so you know.
Do we need to get another shirt to you? Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say?
No, negative.
That's
No.
right.
Hey,
No,
Mark,
That's right.
what's,
Tell him.
what's on the front of your sweater, Mark?
One like you have, Kevin.
Well, But does it say paramotor and then my time in the clouds?
Yes, it's exactly the same one. I got it like what, a year, 2 years ago? Almost 2 years
No,
ago?
2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So does that make us sweater brothers or
That
something?
does, but I want one like the one you got on right now. That's the one I'm jealous of.
Kevin, everybody has a bigger beard than you. I'm just saying.
Dude, I don't even.
He can't. That's all he can grow.
Don't
This is literally
tell
like-
anybody that something is bigger on somebody else. Come on now.
It's
I have
my
a
Irish.
question for the
It's
panel.
my Irish
Hey,
butt.
the
man.
pirate's
I
the
don't-
one that's got the beard.
Dude,
Oh,
I couldn't be a pirate. I'd have to be like a neck swab or something because this is like all that shows up. I got the Joe Dirt thing going. It's like I don't even shave. This is just how it grows in.
So did I heard something about Scott getting wet today? What was up with that?
When I got wet,
Yeah, did you get towed into the water? What happened? Something?
yeah, we had a bad tow. The machine actually broke and the line went slack about 10 feet over the water. So
All the excuses. He was trying to do a foot drag takeoff and it just didn't go smoothly.
He actually got a
Yeah.
pretty good foot drag takeoff.
actually, I
And you'll
skimmed,
see it on video coming soon on the Aviator Show in just a couple of weeks.
actually, I skimmed my butt across the water like a rock.
Okay.
That wasn't
so
wrong.
if it's like the Aviator Show, does that mean we lost at least one drone in the process of doing this?
We did lose
Yeah,
a drone.
we did.
We lost it. I can't talk about it because it's pre-show for them. But you should probably tune in to see the loss of a pretty expensive drone at
Hey,
the
man.
Oh
lake.
no!
If you can count on it being a good aviator video when they lose another drone.
It's par for the course for those guys.
We had no boat to rescue me from the water because of a missing drone.
Yeah, the boat was getting the drone when he went down.
I've got 5 shelves of drones sitting right here next to me. If I take this screen backdrop off, you'll see I'm sitting in like $25,000 worth of remote control stuff right now.
Must be nice to be rich.
No, it's just the hobby that I lived before I was able to afford a paramotor.
I have a question for the panel before we digress.
Hey
anymore.
Kevin, I sold all my crap so I could buy paramotor stuff.
Me too.
Can't hide money.
When you
Hey guys,
spend
how
your-
does the wheel look? How's the wheel
when you
look, guys?
spend your entire childhood fortune collecting model airplanes, the last thing you do is pawn them off for a fraction.
Looks
of what
fair,
they cost.
JP. Looks fair.
These are the, what is this? I can barely see it. It's blurry on my side.
What? The spinning wheel.
Okay, there's a problem with the wheel.
What's wrong with the wheel?
There's a huge problem with the wheel.
Oh, I got a
That's
problem
good
with the
stuff.
wheel. Why is Paris Swag USA on the wheel? And
I don't know. You guys know how hard this is?
hold on, the panel
Paraswag's
can't win,
on the wheel because Paraswag donated $20.
Yes,
but
yes.
you can't win. You're on the
Oh.
panel.
I can't be judge, jury, and executioner. I don't know.
It's
He,
my
he
bad.
donated. He
Hey,
donated.
Brooke,
Just be the
He
wheel
did
man.
donate.
Hey, Rick.
Donations.
The shipping will be cheap when he wins his own prize.
Yes, that's
I was
what.
about to say, yeah. Just
Mark
make him
McElroy did,
That's
yeah.
just it. I don't want to win my own prize. I want to win somebody else's stuff.
Well,
I
You
give
sound
plenty
like
of
a
stuff
sore loser
away.
at a white elephant party now.
I've went broke giving stuff away.
hey, PPG Pirate, is your YouTube PPG Pirate with 52 subscribers?
I don't call him out like that.
Well, I'm just asking.
Ooh, you got 52 subscribers.
Is
Hey,
that
I got
his?
12. I got 12 guys.
Hey, this
Everybody
ain't
listen to
golf,
12
Tommy.
subscribers over
If he-
here.
If he points out it's 52,
PPG.com.
it'll be 55 by the end of the night. At least 3 people will go to figure it out.
I'm scared to go look at mine. There might be 1 or 2.
Okay, I have a question. I've been waiting for y'all to stop digressing. For those who went to SIV training, what's one thing that you would say is the most important thing you took away from SIV training?
I know what the one thing is. And it'll make other people laugh, but like when in doubt, like going into a full stall, you know, like something about it. There was this breakthrough for me going into a full stall because ever since day one, everybody is always told do not go heavy-handed into both brakes at the same time. Do not do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. Ever. And then you've just got this guy going, all right, well, you're up here like higher than you've ever been before on a rig that has you've never been here before. I want you to pull both brakes as hard as you can and put them right there on your ass and just hold them. And like when it really feels like you want to let go, do not let go. So you're going to start falling and like, do not let go. And he goes crazy. And it's just a hold. And it's like he breaks away and just starts talking to you like you're at the bar. And he's just like, man, here in a second, I'm going to start telling you to let go. And I want you to just start easing up on those brakes. And you're fucking falling out of the sky. Excuse my language. Falling out of the sky. I've never done that before. And man, you just gotta keep going through it. And all of a sudden, he's just like, now you're flying backwards. Doesn't it seem, calm? And you look up and the wing is just perfect. Trash. Perfect trash. Yeah. Perfect trash. And you're going backwards and like you're falling, but you're going backwards and it looks like you're like in control. And all of a sudden he's like, let go and check the surge and you're out of it. And you've done something you've never thought you're ever going to do. And anyways, I don't know where the heck I was going with that, but the full stall, I know that if it all gets bad, going into a full stall and throwing a reserve cannot be that bad. And I didn't even get to throw a reserve, but the full stall, knowing I've got that control to just stop everything, at least slow everything the heck down, and then throw my reserve. Like I feel so much more confident about everything else I'm doing. So anyway, that's it.
Well,
James,
it looks like
Charlie, baby.
Pirate won, but you won something special. You actually won something special. We were all talking behind the scenes while everyone was talking. You won your very own www.ppgpirate.com.
No way, I got it.
Yes. You are PPG. You are PPG.
I was told somebody had it.
Matter of fact, if you type in ppgpirate.com on your browser right now, it forwards to your YouTube channel.
Woo! That's pretty much.
That's why you have so many names on that spinning wheel, because we want to make sure that you won. Now JP's gonna I guess he's
now that there, Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Now I gotta make some videos, damn it.
That's why I was asking if that's your right if that's the right one.
No, that's perfect. And trust me, I got some great
Somebody needs to hit this a subscribe button.
Not my computer. Not my computer.
Back to Amy's question, right. I would say, in my opinion, it's let the wing fly. The biggest takeaway from SIV is when things start to go awry, most of the time, not always, let the wing work. Let the wing fly. Put your hands up, let it build speed, let it fly back to recovery.
So do me a favor, PPG Pirate, email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. I will transfer that over to your own GoDaddy account or whatever domain you want. But you got a whole year that we just paid for your brand new domain. So welcome. I mean, that right there, I mean, you're an honorary part of PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast, ClearProp TV, paratalk.org. You're honorary on all that. So thank you very much. That was absolutely awesome.
These guys get a little credit. They were like, you got to drop the bill. They made
anybody that drops the bill will get something very special. So we totally appreciate
that was
you.
Very special. That touched me. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, the only part that he's not.
Can you show us on the bear where he touched you?
Hey, the only part that he's not telling you is that when it renews next year, he's got a special price for you.
It's another bill. Subscriber.
It is bought and paid for. Like I said, just email me and we'll get it transferred over to yours. That way it's yours forever. Nobody can take it away from you. JP, if you can take off those 50 spins from PPG Pirate, we're going to go ahead and spin right now for all the people that donated in the super chat. And we totally appreciate you. We're going to be spinning for a strobe light, which is extremely bright. And this is from faroutstrobes.com.
Real
So,
quick, make
need
sure,
that, Amy.
Where's it at? Make sure you are on the wheel if you donated.
Too bad, Amy, you're not on the wheel.
I want to make sure I got everybody. I believe so.
I was on the wheel earlier, but oh well.
Yeah, but you didn't donate. This is for donations.
This is
You
for
use my
people that.
credit card. It counts.
No,
All
actually,
right, guys.
mine.
So really quickly, if you can and you don't mind, Sharky in the Sky has asked a couple times in the chat, what gear do you fly? So one by one, let's just go down the line and just state what it is that you're on. I'll start, and I fly a Moster 185 on an HSCOM Condor frame, and I fly an 18-meter APCO Energy XC.
Right on. I fly. Mostly my main wing is a Spider, Ozone Spider, not the Spider 3, the new one. I have the old one, the original, as well as a Gen Pegasus 2 and a MacPara Spice. I've also got my motor is a Parajet Maverick, and I've got the MacFly Travel Carbon Edition, which I just picked that up. It is awesome. Very little torque. Folds down nice and easy too. So
I fly the Air Conception 280 Sirocco 2, and then I also have the Fresh Breeze, which I fly under the Roadster and the Power Atlas.
I have a Rebel 2 RS made by Evo Aviation with an Atom 80. And then we also have a new frame made by Power to Fly. It's actually a new branded frame called Airbender with a Moster 185 factory. Wing is APCO F1 is my go-to wing right now. And then I also have the APCO Easy Lift R.
And I have an LAF Airbender and Atom 180 and a 21 meter Charger.
I'm on a Gravity with a Moster 180. We've got a Buzz Z5 and Hadron XX24 or Nucleon XX24. Sorry about that. New one.
I fly
Anyone
an Angel.
else?
I fly an Angel with two different wings, a 28 meter Roadster 3 and a Vantage 3.
I'm on a Fly Products Rider Thrust with a Moster 185, and I fly a Spider 3, and I have a Mojo Small in the trailer as well.
Will Fly.
Will Fly won the strobe from Far Out Strobes.
This is a repeat winner, I believe. That's what happens when you're here every week and you donate, man. Increases your odds. Way to go, Will.
Boom.
But
I'll jump in. I've got a Adventure Pluma with a Moster 185 and flying a Charger and a barely broken in Vantage 3.
Can you hear me, guys?
Now we can.
Yeah, I'm currently on an Aviator now, flying a Speedster 3. My motor is a Parajet Maverick with a Moster 185. My trike is the Fly Products Vertigo with a Moster 185. I fly a 20 or 31 meter Charger on that. I've also got a Mojo Medium I use for trash air, and I have a Triox coming for me for tandem trikes. I'm in my tandem certification class today and tomorrow. And other than that, that's about it. That's all I fly.
power to fly, old Titan frame, Moster 185 MY20 on and I fly Hadron XS 24 with and a Charger 28. So
Hey, huge shout out to Will Fly, who just donated $10 for the shipping.
Wow, Will, you did not have to do that. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
Sky, go ahead.
I'm on a Fly Products rider with a Moster 185 and primarily fly a 26-meter Spider, the original one.
All right. Any other questions for anybody?
How come no one flies a BGD? Because they can't afford them. That's why.
I would fly the Luna too. It's a good wing.
We just sold another Luna 2. We've sold like 3 or 4 Luna 2s. What was the other guy that got from us? Stephen Wilhide. Echo?
Yeah, Steven got the Luna 2, and then Mike got the Echo.
That's right, the Echo.
And that Echo is a really, really nice wing. It's lightweight material, comes up real nice and easy. It's pretty solid wing. No complaints at all.
You know, BGD's actually having a sale right now. I don't know how much longer they're going to run the sale, but we sold a Luna 2 23 meter today for just under $3,300.
New?
Brand spanking new. Yeah, it was $32.49, and he chose for the expedited shipping, which was 170 euros, which is $204. So for $3,500, you know, give or take.
Interesting. And no tax?
We're working on that, but right now, no. So you better take advantage of that before we get set up for tax.
Ooh.
And Mark and I just had a quick laugh. He has a Moster 185, and I didn't realize I said Adam 180 instead of Adam 80. How many people caught that? My faux pas.
What'd you say?
He tried to stop it, but then somebody else was about to go. I kind of saw that.
I mean, I got his engine in my head, Moster 185, so I said Adam 180, and he looked at me, and I was like, I did? I was like, oh my gosh.
An Adam 180?
Yeah, she said 180.
I didn't even realize I said 180.
It's smooth and powerful.
Yeah.
Looked at him, I was like, I did? He's like, yeah, I just had a little laugh. I'm like, okay, well, Moster 185 just was in my head for the Adam 80.
See, the Adam 180 is the maneuver you do when you fly the 80 and realize that you needed more.
Yeah, you make a 180. That's right.
The Adam 180 is a bigger motor.
That's right.
Yeah, that's when I'm kissing my butt.
Well, hey, guys, I don't want to cut this one too short, but I got to get out of here. I got to go help the wife with the kids. She's had a long day, so I got to get going.
Same here, minus the wife with the kids.
Bye, guys.
Gotta help the girlfriend with the cats.
Thank you so much for being on the show, JP. Thank you for all your help, and totally appreciate you guys.
Always a pleasure. Can't wait to come back next Monday. You're gonna be here Monday, right?
Why would we not?
I'm just making sure. I want to make sure everyone in the chat's gonna be here next Monday too. Love having you guys. We had a great turnout, man. I hope it's like this every week.
And
I love my chatters.
Thanks to everyone who donated so much. This was just poquito.
Poquito.
And just so everyone knows, we're going to be giving away something else here in the after show between, in the next 10 minutes. So if you want to stay here for next 10 minutes, we're going to be giving away some more money. We're going to be giving away some more stuff.
I just want to do a quick shout out and say thank you again to everyone who donated. That was such an awesome donations tonight. It's the top that you've ever had, and I'm just so excited. And thank you for everyone who donated.
And if you want to know where Bart Berry YouTube is, just go to paramotorguest.com, and that will forward to his YouTube channel.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, how much for that pinball machine?
You take my high score, you can have it. I'll make you.
Oh, okay.
No.
Bart, you can trade him for a wing.
That's true.
Amy's like,
I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace. No, we don't need a pinball machine. We already sold a ping pong table. No.
Who here has over 600 flights? I got my 600th flight today. I was just curious.
I bet
Congratulations.
Sean's getting close to that.
I have no idea what my flights are, but I know that I'm pretty close to my fourth 100-hour maintenance on my motor.
Hey, Sean, they need a passcode in the chat, and I just hit my 300th flight 2 weekends ago.
It works because John Wayne jumped on.
I'm just repeating what people were asking in the chat.
You should just be able to click the link, and it should pop on your stuff. If not, let me go ahead and find the meeting ID and passcode, and I'll put that in also. If the link did not work, I'm sorry about that, guys. No,
the link worked for me.
So let me.
It does not.
What's up, John Wayne?
All right. If the link doesn't work, here is the meeting ID and password.
Linda, you have a question in the chat.
What?
Walter's asking when you're moving.
When what?
He's gonna be there waiting for you.
I'm jumping on the airplane on Tuesday.
It's work.
No, thank you.
Hey, Josh, Linda, see?
Oh
This
my
guy
gosh.
here. He's somebody here. That's why I'm coming in. Because he's somebody here that I did a SIV with. That Mr. Aaron is over there. This guy was in SIV.
On the airplane on Tuesday. No, thank you.
Hey, one second. Boom. Now it's good.
Oh my gosh.
He's somebody here. That's why I'm coming in. Because he's somebody
God.
that I did a SIV with.
Oh, hey,
I was having open the other things. Yeah, now it's good.
That's
No,
crazy.
I don't have a double now. I was in SIV.
Hey, quick question. What is all of our chances of Nevada forgetting that his camera's on in his bedroom?
That's what we've been talking about right
That's
now.
all we're talking about right now.
Hey,
Oh, Lordy.
Darn.
Oh, here he is.
Darn.
Quick question. What is all of our chances of Nevada forgetting that his camera's on in his bedroom?
We could make a donation and spin the wheel, and I can see it.
Hey, I pay good money to see it. Come on, let's go.
Guys, I don't know who. Okay, good. I was about to say, somebody needs to have their finger on the cut live stream.
Yeah, cut live stream.
All right. See this, guys?
We could make a donation and spin the wheel, and I can see it.
Hey, I pay good money to see it.
Sean, are you gonna try to fly that behind your wing?
Okay, good. I was about to say, somebody needs to have their finger on the cut live.
Yeah, cut live stream.
Take a look at this. This, guys.
Hey, hold on.
Go ahead, Sean.
Donation and spin the wheel, and I
It's the
can see
custom flag.
Sean, are you gonna try to fly that behind your wing?
You can customize. My internet is unstable, so you probably are not hearing
Holy
me.
crap! I thought I had too many beers. That messed me all up.
It looks good, John.
What if I did?
Sean, your internet is shot, bro.
I know.
You need to skip the Obama internet and go to Trump internet. It'll make it great again.
See if you can get them to put a McDonald's in across the street and you can use theirs.
Oh.
All right, so my whole pickup line thing didn't work out because I kept getting interrupted earlier. Because it really was just for particular person or people. But so my couple pickup lines are you a bank loan because you got my interest? Not that great, right? And then the other one is tie your shoe because I don't want you falling for anybody else. And then I got Brook up on my big screen because I want to see his face for this one. All right, Brook, you ready? This is the pickup line of all times. So you tell a girl, you look at a girl. Linda, where are you at? Where's Linda? There she is. All right, Linda. I got you on the big screen, Linda. You ready? I'm looking right at you.
Rodeo.
I know what's
Linda.
coming.
Linda, I want to treat you like my pinky toe. Because I want to bang you on all my furniture.
Oh no.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I think we found
Mark-
Jamie's
Mark
bus
is
stop or
just like-
something.
I wish I wasn't married. I got
I'm just gonna start calling Amy my pinky toe.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be quiet on that one.
Hey, I just got a free appetizer from the waitress the other night for that one. So my wife was sitting right there. She said, "Go ahead and say it."
My internet cut out and I didn't hear it. What was the joke?
I look-
food.
Sean, I will not look at you on big screen when I say this, just so you know. So I'm gonna look over here. You would walk up to a girl or your wife and say, "I want to treat you like my pinky toe," and she's like, "Your pinky toe?" You'd be like, "Yeah, I want to bang you on all the furniture."
Okay, I'm glad I missed that one. Did you guys see that flag that I was flying? Did you guys see it?
Yes. It's very nice. Are you
It's
gonna
a-
try to fly it behind your wing?
Sean's like, back to the flag.
No. I'm giving away a customized flag. That's just like that.
But have
To
you
me.
tried to fly it behind your wing?
You're giving it away to me.
Walter,
Yeah.
Walter.
Walter, that was a terrible video you posted today with the dildo on the conveyor belt at the.
Was that good or what?
That was funny as hell.
I thought I had to share that one.
I just want to know who picked it up.
It didn't. It went back out to the back. Hey, Shane.
Yes, sir.
Shine. Shine.
Shane's gone. Shane. He got his Paraswag. You got your Paraswag shirt finally.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said it only took him 6 months to get it. My bad.
Hey, just Walter, imagine it taking me 6 months to get this in the States. Imagine what it takes to get to Australia.
I know. Hey, I've had stickers take 18 months.
Oh my god.
Here, let me show you the back of the shirt though.
Oh, that's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All jokes, I will say this again, all jokes aside, this is a freaking awesome shirt. It's comfortable. I asked my wife to feel it and she's like, I said, "You know what that feels like?" And she's like, "No." I said, "It's husband material." Boom.
There you
I
go.
want you to know that, Shane, I love that shirt because the material is the softest material. I just love how it feels.
No, seriously, it is super.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I'm being a hater, Danky.
It's
You're
so
Yankees.
beautiful.
Hold
So
on,
beautiful.
Yankees. You need to feed your wife. She's looking a little thin.
Yeah.
Just feed her.
It looks like that comedian with that puppet that goes, "I kill you."
No, it's BLA.
Ahmed.
You have to see this side here. This side here.
Damn, where's that pole
This where you know
sticking?
that. Uh-huh.
God, that looks painful.
Bad.
That's what happens when you ride a bicycle with no seat.
Hey, you Yankees. I seen you.
Hey, the same brother.
How are you? I see
Yeah,
you.
good.
at
I'm
the
good. I'm
SIV.
good. Yeah.
I see
was
you
up-
at the SIV.
Oh, yeah,
Arms
yeah.
and legs upside down.
That's a starfish.
Yeah, I'm a starfish.
Yeah, right. Ragdoll.
Adam was right there. He saw me. He said he had the head of the ride now. Yeah.
Very good.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to say thanks for having me on. I gotta get going, and I'll see some.
Going to Utah.
Hey, Nevada, we can't hear you or see you. Your camera's off. Just go ahead and leave everything like it is.
Okay.
Hey, thank you
Turn
for
it
coming
to
on
the
the show,
turn your
man.
camera
Greatly
to the
appreciate it.
right just a little bit.
A little bit.
Not that we can see.
So it's away from everything.
There's going to be 6 beach towels thrown on that camera tonight, just so you all know. Just in case.
Hey,
It'll be in the
Nevada,
suitcase.
we're going to Utah for more SIV.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever.
Let's do it.
See you in Utah, Nevada.
Well, I'll jump in my truck. You jump in your truck. We'll get there.
That's right.
Raising Nevada.
There you go.
Hey, Brooke, when you guys go back to do your SIV, you need to let me know, dude, because it's an hour and 40 minutes from here. I'll be there.
I'll be back here. I'll be back in probably 2 months with a whole nother group of guys. Now I know exactly what I'm here to focus on. I found some of my limits. I'm not going to those limits anymore. I've got a whole... Hey, you don't know what your geek tolerance is until you go over the top.
I've been there. I've done it.
I haven't. And when I did, I know where I'm at. And so as a pilot, I know a limit that I didn't know before. I feel better about it. But I want to come back and work on just more collapses, more stalls. So yeah, you're going to see me here in 60 to 90 days. I'll call you.
I'm only nervous because I never found one.
Go for it. Go for it.
I love the stalls, man. Love the stalls.
Stalls are awesome.
Oh, bro, yeah. I mean, it's like when I was falling complete and the hands was like,
Yeah, show it, yo, Danky. Yeah.
oh,
yeah.
keep it right there, keep it right there.
Do the dance.
Damn, it's flying back, it's flying back. When the hands don't do no more this, it's when they right there, it's when they flying back. It's when you have the flying back.
Yeah.
They let it go and never refresh. Yeah, you know.
Did you guys do negative spins?
Catch your dive, bro. Catch your dive.
Jordan, did you do negative spins?
No, I didn't. I missed that one negative spin. I need to through the laundry. You know, I want to go back. I want to go back.
I want to go back.
Man,
too.
negative spins are wild.
I know.
I felt like I left a lot of meat on that bone. Like
Well,
there's just a lot of.
Let me tell you, when I was in that 3 seconds or free falling, woo, I never knew nothing, you know. I never was watching anything. That was so fast, bro. Like, he said, hands up. He never said, bring your hands back. Then I just do whatever the instructor say. Hands up. You know, it's like, I just follow in, you know. I mean, it's like, he was my everything for me, my God, my religion, my belief. Because somebody teach me one day that I have to follow orders. And when somebody giving orders to you, never judge them. You know, follow the order of the instructor. Follow the order of the instructor. Don't matter who it is. Don't judge them. Then, man, it's like, I mean, what's the greatest experience in my life? To push to fear and be so in that limit of fear. The best thing ever you can have in life.
I've got a question for the panel. All this talking to SIV. I've never been to an SIV, but all the maneuvers sound like they're so aggressive. Like, you know, they start you at level 10. I mean, so how about for someone who's never ever been to an SIV, who's thinking about it and has some level of fear of doing it? Like, do they have little baby steps?
Oh, that's good. That's good. I have the answer for you. In one moment, Andrew was talking to me right there, and we was like chatting for a little while over there. And he said, the less knowledge you have in flight, the best you are for do the SIV. Why? Because when he say pull brake, 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 your brake is below your ass, pull brake, and you follow pulling brake, you follow the orders of the instructor. Then you're gonna build up the fears, because whatever you're gonna feel it by first time. And trust me, you're gonna feel scared when you go high. It's super high, but it's so high, like you don't have like the altitude you have. You say I'm safe because you don't see the ground. It's so far away. Then, yeah, that's what
you don't see what you're gonna smash into.
I give you what I feel. I give you my feeling. I was scared, scared. And I really can do things, and I was scared anyway. Then I pull up with that fear line, you know, and I just did whatever he say. I say I believe in my instructor. I go for it. If this is my day, this is my freaking day. What else? I want to do it. Then that's the
So-
only way you can do it, brother. The best thing is like you don't have to have 150 fly because when you have 150 fly, you already developing something in your personality that
All
is
right.
in the way of your fly that you don't want to break it.
Jordan, hold on real quick. So, Will, I went with just under a year of flying from the time I went to school to learn to fly to the SIV. I went with Sean. My first tow, I can tell you I was deathly afraid. Honestly, if it wasn't for Sean standing there watching me, I don't think I would have gone. I kind of felt like I couldn't let him down, if you will. And the highest I've ever been in a paramotor was 3,800 feet. They pulled me up to over 4,000 feet in minutes. And I mean, when they strapped me in, when you pin off, that thing was sitting there going like I didn't know what that was. I was like, what is going on? Like I wanted to pin off and just stop whatever was happening. I had no clue of, they tell you to stay behind the boat and the boat starts going to the right and you're out to the left and it feels like you're going to just tip over. Holy crap. I was deathly afraid. And then when it come to pinning off, when you pin off, I was expecting this violent, like let go thing. And honestly, it wasn't that way at all. I pinned off and I was like, oh, that wasn't bad at all. And then he's like, okay, pull your trimmers in, put your hands through your brakes. I'm like, okay. He's like, all right, we're going to go ahead and do a 50% deflation. I'm like, whoa, you can at least spin on it first because we're just going right into this. Like, there's no warm up, there's nothing. So the video I have not, I haven't posted because I'm it's really not that interesting. The only thing that you see in my videos when I reach up to grab my A-lines for a 50% deflation or full frontal is the first thing I do is hold my breath because I'm waiting for everything to just drop. Like the Wile E. Coyote that runs off the end of the cliff and he stops, realizes he's going to fall and then choop. And I'm like, "Argh!" and I pull it and really nothing really happens. I mean, you don't feel like you just fall. It really doesn't. You don't feel that way. And I did 50% deflations. I did full frontals. I mean, one of the full frontals that I got into on speed bar, which is a whole different ball game. It's a little bit more intense. I had a wingtip that folded under and put me in a spiral. And I started pumping the brakes as Andrew was yelling, go ahead, throw the reserve. I started pulling brakes every time he said that. And on the third one, the wing opened up and I flew away. But I was still high enough. Should I listen to him? Probably. But when I pulled the first two brakes, it started to move out. I was like, oh, I'll get one more. And if not, I was going to throw him in reserve. And honestly, it's not quite as bad as it seems. You're mostly in your head before everything. Like he tells you to pull half your wing collapse. You're like, no way, this thing's holding me in the air 4,000 feet in the air. But you pull it and you look up and you see the thing just not even doing anything, but you're still flying. You literally can fly with half a damn wing and it's nothing. I would say honestly, and if you're not comfortable doing something, it's happened to me. I got pulled up on the second SIV that I went to. I got pulled up to 3,000 feet and the line broke. And he's like, hey, you're high enough. If you want, we can go ahead and do some spiral downs. And he said, go ahead and do right spiral. And I didn't do anything. And he's like, all right, let's do a left spiral. I didn't do anything. And he's like, well, if you don't want to do anything, I'll see you back here when you land.
Give me big
That was it. There's no pressure. There's no pressure from the teacher saying that you have to do this. If you get pulled up to 5,000 feet and you want to just fly around, okay, have fun. See you when you get here. That's it.
Yeah.
Shane, we were towed into clouds, disappeared into clouds, where all you could see was the rope going down into a cloud.
Yep.
And you're in a cloud with any way to see anything. And they say, well, if the rope starts pulling to your right, you know which way to steer.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, okay, that's pretty crazy. So they tow us into some clouds, no big deal. Well, the next thing that happens, it's pouring down rain when I'm in there. And they tow me into a full-on rainstorm.
Oh my
That's
God.
new on me. That's new
What's
on
the
me.
best way to get down from a rainstorm? Let's just pull a full stall. So full stall, pouring down rain, hitting me in the face. It feels like ice just hitting my face. I mean, dark. I can't see much. Rain hitting me, full stall, all the way down. And then, I mean, clouds, rain, water. It was the most intense stuff I've ever been through, man. It was heavy.
I love to see your face, bro. Damn.
Bro, I got some GoPro coming out, so I'll have it.
It was inspiration.
It was
Your
nuts.
face right now is good.
Hey, Brooke. Hey, Brooke. If I want to see this new video, what channel can I go to?
So Aviator Paramotor has their regular channel. They have the Aviator episodes that come out weekly, bi-weekly, or bi-monthly, however you say it. But basically, tune into Aviator Paramotor, aviator.com, Aviator Show. And
Hey, Brooke.
all their shows are
Brooke.
great, but they were there for 4K, 6K shots, drones, everything.
He's not
It's gonna be
catching
great.
it. He's not catching it, Shane.
Brooke. So if I want to
Yeah.
go to your channel to watch some videos, Brooke, what channel
Oh, my
what do I go
channel.
to?
PPGpirate.com.
Boom!
Hey,
Jane,
I could not, I
don't
could
stop
not
it
give
when
a
he just
follow
so emotional. Come on, bro.
And thanks again, guys.
PPGpirate.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a special video just for this.
Hey, so Brooke, are you
Good
going
night,
to do?
everybody. Great show. I'll see y'all later.
All right, Amy.
Have a good night, lady.
We're finna cut out. Hey,
Love you, girl.
we are
Bye bye.
we are looking for somewhere to travel. We are taking off Friday, and Amy is off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'm going to take off work as well. So we've got like 5 days, and we are looking for somewhere to go fly. So we got to find some good weather. Everywhere we thought about going, there's nasty weather. So
You better come to Arizona then.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Florida is the place, bro.
I
You have
don't
different
know,
places
man.
to
We
fly
thought
here.
about coming to Florida. We really did think about coming to Florida.
Come down here. You have so many places because if you don't can fly in Miami, you can go to Lake Wells. If you don't can fly in Lake Wells, you can go to Shame. Then
There's 10 of us in Lake Wales right now. We're all here.
How long are you guys going to be there?
We're flying tomorrow morning, Lake Wales. Come on.
I know.
Yeah, but we can't get there till like Friday. We can't get there till
Friday.
like
You can get there. Gonna be
We'll
good
be
the
here all
weekend.
weekend.
This weekend is great.
It's
All
rain.
weekend, we're here.
All right. So the thing you don't, Mark, the thing you don't understand about Florida, when it rains, it doesn't rain all day. It's very rare. So you may get rained out in the morning, but fly in the afternoon, or vice versa.
Oh, when you have a big clouds, you fly early in the morning and you don't have no problems.
Yeah. If
But
I
don't
can
you
give
guys have don't you guys have all day flying at the beach? I mean, because in Galveston we have all day flying.
pretty much depends on the winds, which way the winds are blowing. If they're coming out of the west and you're on the east coast, I say no, because you end up in Cuba. Hopefully,
No, you have the converging. The converging is not good. That's so bad air right there. When it's blowing from the west and you are in the east, yeah.
Mark, give me a call tomorrow. We'll talk about it. I'll look at the weather channel and we'll figure out what the weather's looking like. And I told Amy Wednesday. Yeah. I'll let her know Wednesday.
No, Mark can call Davey. So the same Davey's down here in Miami. He's always flying around all these beaches down here.
Right.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, we'll try. We will make a plan. I know we were talking about going to West Texas, but I don't. Honestly, I've never been to Florida. I've never been to Florida.
I can see you have some business growing down here, bro. Come on.
Hey, I've sold a lot of paramotors over there in Florida in the last month. I'm not gonna lie. I've sold a lot of business over in Florida.
Please son español here. Come on, come with the Cubanos food.
Mark, if you come to Florida, I'll treat you like my pinky toe.
All right. Hey, that was the only problem I was worried about is if we did come and you offered to let us stay with you, I was thinking, I told Amy, I was like, the only thing that worries me is every time I get up and go to the bathroom and I come back, I might find Shane in the wrong bed.
No, I'll put you out in the camper. You can lock the door and everything.
Both of us or just me?
Good answer. Good answer, dog. Good answer.
Dog is the last word, man.
Say about the dog.
All right, guys. Hey, I'll check you guys later. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you.
All right, Mark.
Peace, bro.
Shane,
Hey, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
No, Mark.
We come down. You and I need to get in the kitchen so I could add another video. I finally figured out how to do iMovie again to put up my second video about tomorrow night. So we need to do a cooking thing together.
We can do that. Yeah, my wife doesn't know how to use the oven. You could probably not show her because she's not going to be willing. Just so you know.
I'll do something quick and easy.
Oh, me? What? Wait, your internet broke up. What?
Shane, apparently you were quick and easy. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's Valentine's
guys.
weekend, so we'll do something, for her to, whatever. I'm not saying quick and easy again.
No, I'm saying if you guys do decide to come down after we talk on Wednesday, I will try to take Monday and Tuesday off, and then we can drive all over the state to find a place to fly.
I'm up for that.
I got spots everywhere. We're good.
Okay, that'll work. He said that he brings the pie, and then we'll just drive around and find a place to fly. He said that'll be fine too.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Just
Jade and Eric. Jade always got her hair on point. Look at her. She's always just like, I'm ready for. Yes, you do. I have never seen your hair out of place. Now, Eric, on the other hand, woo. That's
I don't have no hair.
Hey, Jake. Company.
Hi, you were Dinky.
Hey, nice to see you guys.
Hi, Eric.
Now, Walter, when you come into the Zoom meeting, it asks you to give your channel name. Why do you got your email up there?
I don't know. I saw that the other week, and I'm trying to change it, but I don't know how to change it.
Other words, Linda, there's his email. Contact him.
Oh, that's what that is. Oh,
yeah. It's a subliminal. It's a subliminal.
It's a hit for you.
Don't
chat me up, Linda. Chat me up, Linda.
This has been
I love
an
you, Walter.
absolutely awesome show tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't believe how fast the time has gone by.
Yeah.
I agree.
We'll fly. We love you. Thank you for joining us. Hang with us. Most of the night I've been on mute, and then my dogs, they get all vocal, then I got to mute again, but it's all good. I see you out there. I see you.
I probably should have been paying attention, but it sounds like you guys just set something up to meet and fly there. But yeah, I'd love to get up with y'all and fly. And
absolutely.
Love to travel a little bit.
Nice.
Linda, you don't fly.
You can crash in any jet or any guy that can fly, bro. That's the good things about it. You pay your gas just to travel to that place, crash in the jet of somebody, and you fly the next morning.
Needs to tell him to go from.
Yeah, well, if you come to Florida, dude, let me know. We always got my camper sits on the side of my house. If we're not camping that weekend, and that's where I usually put my guests. So it's not a big deal.
Isn't there something going on down there in March?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. So it's March 11th through the 14th. It's supposed to be come fly with friends or whatever. What happens is every couple times a year, Palm Bay shuts the compound down because we get a bunch of people from Miami, folks from up north. They all come, and there are thousands of people that come out and ride every weekend. Absolutely trash the compound. There's garbage everywhere. They don't respect the land. They don't respect the landowners. They don't respect people that have property around that actually have houses on the surrounding areas, and they just ride through their yards and stuff. So once there's a certain amount of complaints happen, the police come out and shut it down. This year, they happen after I posted the Come Fly with Friends thing. They got a new mayor, and the new mayor shut everything down. And at first it was no one's allowed out there. And then people were like, well, it's public roadway. You can't shut it down. So then he's like, okay, well, you can come out there, but you can't stay the night. Now they're working on, I guess it's something about, it's by March, I expect it to be back to normal. Come March 1st, if March 1st, they are not let up on their rules or whatever, I will cancel the thing, and you can still go out there during the day. You just have somewhere else. You have to go somewhere else in the evening. You can't stay overnight. So I will cancel the whole thing. Whoever shows up is on their own. But I won't do that until March 1st, because I honestly think it'll go back to everybody doing what they want out there, because it is literally like the Wild West. People just do whatever the hell they want, and that's part of the problem.
You know what we need to do is we need to find a good lawyer and then get him some training and get him flying, so we got somebody to refer to whenever we need legal assistance on some of this stuff.
I have 3 realtors right now looking for a piece of property and 6 investors on a piece of property that doesn't cost more than $6,000. So all of us are looking at $1,000 a piece. Once we bought a piece of property, the cops can't say or do nothing. So we're looking to buy a piece of property out there. Will it happen? Closure and all, or closing cost, or what is it called when they check for liens and stuff?
Title search
And all that. Will it happen before March? Probably not. But we are doing what we can to make this happen. I mean, if I go out there and I buy a piece of property, I can buy property for $4,000, but it's not I'd have to rent a bulldozer and clear property and our trees, and it's a whole lot of work. What we're looking for is where the flying was last year in that area. And we're emailing all the landowners, trying to find somebody that wants to sell their property. So we're trying to get it done as quickly as possible, but right now we're having a hard time getting replies back. We're having a hard time contacting landowners. I mean, we're going to the county tax office and trying to get any information on any of the land just to make this happen. And it's been an uphill battle. What you guys don't know behind the scenes kind of stuff, we've been working our asses off to try to make it happen. It's not going well. I'm up the creek without a paddle for the most part. I'm uphill. It's an uphill battle, but I'm trying to get it done, because I posted that only after the Palm Bay Fly-In said that they didn't have a sponsor. They didn't want to do anything because they lost so much money last year because of COVID. I only posted what I posted about flying with friends, because guess what? I'm flying out of there anyways. I live 30 minutes. I understand a lot of people are going to come from out of state. That's why I'm saying come March 1st, if it's not good, I will post that it's not, you have to find a campsite, which there are campsites less than 12 miles away that you can rent a campsite and then bring your paramotor and fly all day long or whatever. But I get it. I wouldn't want to come from out of state and show up and there not be a place to stay. That would be highly unacceptable. So come March 1st, Will, if it's a no-go, I will post it's a no-go. I will cancel everything and call it a day.
Wait a minute. No way.
Yes, sir.
No way.
Yes, sir.
WillFlyPPG.com.
WillFlyPPG.com. Go ahead and type it in your browser.
Man. That is
in your browser.
No, I have to send you another $10 for shipping.
No. What I'm saying is like,
Hey, did you hear,
Hey,
Grandpa?
thank
Did
you
you
very
hear?
much, Shane.
Hey, Will, but you
Sean.
already fly?
Huh?
Hold on.
You already fly, Will?
so willflyppg.com now forwards to Will Fly's YouTube channel.
That is totally cool. Thank you very much. Did you see
Sean.
that when you're sitting there?
Just now, yes.
Hey, Sean, did you hear what Will did to me today?
What'd Will do?
He's got a 30-second video. I didn't know it was 30 seconds. I started watching a video of some music, and I'm just jamming along. I'm like, yeah. It was over. I'm like, what the? Man, I was jamming out and just killed it. 30 seconds.
There's actually a longer version of that, though.
Where? Because I was enjoying the music, and you just killed everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Either Sod Squad or Quarry Story. One of those two. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm going to put that to some good use. That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm getting some stickers made up with my ppgshane.com just so that I got a camper that's outside that's got no stickers on it really. So, I mean, it does have a pair swag. Well, it's going to have. I got 2 of them today, so it's going to get a couple pair swag stickers on it, and can't wait.
So that willflyppg.com is because you spun the wheel and you won it. You won the first 4 spins that we did, but you won the you won this strobe light, and I'll be sending that to you also.
PPG. Well, to tell you the truth, is that what I won?
You won that because you won the strobe because, right? He won the strobe, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I did win the strobe. I remember that.
So yeah, you won the strobe from faroutstrobes.com. So this just
awesome
straps on to your paramotor. I got a couple on mine. I also got PPG smokes too. I don't think that you can have enough strobe lights. Here's my helmet.
You can see you coming.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
What?
Boom. And these are the PPG smoke ones that connect to your wing strobes. And then I have 2 of these, one on each side of my frame.
Hi, guys.
So
You want to be missed.
I don't want to get hit in midair. That's like the scariest thing in the world for me.
So has there ever been a documentation of a PPG pilot getting hit by an aircraft?
I don't want to be that person, so I got some.
No,
strength.
I'm not saying you don't want to be. I'm saying, has there been a documentation of that happening yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
If that happened, we would all know about it, and there'd probably be some regulations going up.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Nah.
Yeah.
Eric,
Hey,
why
stop that.
Jade's gone? Eric, why Jade's gone? What are we gonna do at Oshkosh? We're gonna have some fun or what? Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. What? What? I was just saying, Eric's got to make sure I get to church on Sunday.
Right?
I've never been
we
to
were looking for
Oshkosh,
plane
but
tickets for the weekend to get down to Florida to get the hell out of this cold ass weather.
Come on, dude. I told you. I got 2 extra beds or 2 extra bedrooms, and I got a camper that sleeps 9 people. So wherever you guys want to stay at, it's all good to me.
The problem is trying to get time off for her is hard.
Yeah. Just let me see something here real quick. Oh yeah, let me turn the virtual background off. Hold on. Oh my goodness. This is taking forever. Look, my back door is wide open.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on. I'm sitting in shorts. Look at my flip-flop tan line.
You suck.
And the
Have
thing
big
is
foot,
we just
man,
had to
big
plow
foot.
our runway.
Shane have Bigfoot.
What in the heck?
Yeah, I saw it so close. Bigfoot.
I was looking at something, and all I hear Shane saying, "Hey, my back door is wide open." I'm like, what? What did I miss?
Oh. It's Florida. You never get cold.
Oh, dude, I need some more sleep or something.
Oh, Eric's got some stickers that he just made for negative 100 club. So you got to fly 32 degrees or under. We'll never see that here in Florida. We'll never fly that.
I don't want to fly that. No.
One of my last flights was 27 degrees, and my hands were frozen.
I
Well,
fly here.
Join the club. Eric's got a club for you.
Yeah, you got 5 degrees. Now you just need 95 more.
Ah,
The day I flew with 40 degrees, it's like, oh my God, my hand was freeze complete. All my fingers here was like sleep up. I 45 minutes like coming down. Oh, that was hard. Yeah.
I'm still
Not
thinking
if you're
about
coming down.
Shane's back door. I want to secure that,
Shane!
Krista, shut my back door.
Yeah, please, Krista.
Hey, Aaron's been kind of quiet all night.
Just kidding, honey.
Tell us a little bit about your SIV that you've done. I know that you know, we've been talking for a long time, and I don't think that you're able to say much.
Yeah, my experience is pretty much what everybody else has been saying, how much of a benefit it was. Didn't know what to expect going in other than what you see on the videos. So except for Jordanke's providing entertainment for the week.
I bet that was awesome.
No, we had a good time. I'm looking forward to going back, like I said earlier, just to kind of build on what we got the first time around. You know, you get so much thrown at you at once that you can retain only so much without getting it pounded in your head over and over again. But no, I really enjoyed it. We had Jonathan and Andy running the show, and weather was great. People were great. Learned a lot about myself, about the wing, about the gear. I would highly recommend it to anybody. You know, if you can get a couple days off, a few $100, I'd go for it.
Aaron, can I just ask, you look about, you know, the silver look, you look about my age. Can I ask you what age are you doing that SIV at?
55.
Okay, yep. Now that's good.
Yeah, it takes me a little longer to recover, but as long as I don't stop, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I was feeling it on the way home, and a few days later, I had I think a second day, wing got away from me, and I saw it coming at me with slack lines, and when it caught, my GoPro registered 9 Gs.
Oh my
and
goodness.
It caught me on the inside of the bicep, my left bicep, and it was nasty. But I didn't really start feeling it until a couple days later. So
I first saw Shane when he did it, and the fact that you were struggling, Shane, to get those beelines down, and I thought, wow, that looks like it's, you know, it's taking you, it takes a bit out of you. You know, is it for everybody?
You mean when Sean was pulling that lines?
Yeah, he was struggling with it. You remember?
That's because I know that a lot of you guys don't know, but you know, I had open heart surgery, and the had a blood clot that went to my brain, so I actually had a stroke. That was just, you know, a couple of years ago. I still don't have full strength in both my
Right side.
arms.
Yeah.
Your right side, Simon.
What's that?
Your right side was the one with trouble, because most of the time when you have that, it's like the right side is going down.
I don't remember.
Oh, you
Whatever
don't
doesn't
remember.
work.
No,
Okay,
it's
okay.
One thing I noticed was the first day we were doing the collapses and everything, I was on my wing, which is a Charger. So it's a semi-reflex, I guess. And I could tell the difference in the pressure on the A's and B's, yanking on them, to when the second day I was flying a different wing, and it was a bigger wing, so I was less loaded on it, but you could tell the difference in the way the thing was loaded, grabbing the lines. Like when I was trying to do the grab the center A's on mine horseshoe, I was lifting myself out of the seat. I could barely, even all my body weight and pulling on it, I could barely get that thing to fold in. So I think since the Charger's more loaded on the A's and B's, I think that makes a difference in pulling off some of those things.
So Aaron, when you did your horseshoe, when you put the A's together, did you snap the A's above hard, or did you just slowly pull them?
I put my weight on them and started walking up the line. I didn't snap them, which might have made a difference, but I only tried it once, so I didn't get a second shot at it.
I only did it once as well, and it was literally less dramatic as big ears, but Sean did it end up in a damn riser twist, and I was like, he went before me, and I was like, I don't know about all that. I'm not wanting to do that.
What wing he used?
It was the Gin Vantage 3.
Oh, because I used the roster free, and she just did it so nice. And actually, she coming in her shoes, and then she coming out open, so like no problem.
Yeah, my Roadster 3 did much better on that other SIV that I did.
Right.
The whole reason why I didn't take the Roadster 3 is because I kind of let the wing fall back, and then it touched my muffler, and I ended up having a big hole in the wing.
I remember.
Yeah, I know, right? So
Yeah,
I had to buy another wing because it was taking 6 weeks to get it repaired over at Cloud9. You know, it happens.
Yeah.
So I bought another wing, and it was the Gin Vantage, which was good because, you know, I needed a new wing anyway. And I wanted to check it out, see what this new wing did.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. It's
And
reflex?
yeah, it's reflex.
Oh, yeah.
No tip steering like I'm used to with the Roadster, but it's a hybrid mountain motor wing. So it has lots of lift, and it's half the weight as the Roadster. I mean, the Roadster feels like, you know, it's heavy. This thing, I just pick it up. It's like, wow, it's so light and tiny.
Nice.
It jumps off the ground.
It does.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I was saying earlier was just don't look at me in my video as far as me trying to pull the wing down or the lines down. I just don't have the strength like I used to. It's I'm sure that you guys probably have more
Simon,
strength than I do.
you are alive, Simon. You are alive.
Yeah.
What else matter, bro? You are alive.
Oh yeah, and I'm loving every minute of it. You know,
I know. We all love it. That's why we fly, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whole reason why I'm flying.
Yeah. See, I don't even, he don't talk to me, I'm gonna be smiling and jumping around him because he's like my grandpa too. So my grandpa used to be like that. So serious guy, like he don't talk too much, but he have all the love of the world. Yeah, Adam, love you, bro. Yes, sir.
Right back at you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it is 9:38. I have no idea how long we've been talking. My audio part dropped out, so I don't know if it's still recording audio or not, because when I dropped out and came back on, I gave Shane co-hosting permissions to help out with everything. So he's actually the host. So can you see, is it recording still to the...
It is still recording, yes.
It's recording.
I mean, I see it's recording to the YouTube, but is it audio recording for the...
It says recording. It has a little cloud with a red dot in the center.
Okay, good. So it is still recording. All right. So that's the audio part for the audio podcast, like iTunes and stuff. Oh, and by the way, too, guys, just so you all know, and if you're still listening, because I know this is a long podcast, if you give us a 5-star review on our audio podcast on iTunes or whatever you listen to, your name will be entered into... Will, you are entered, didn't you? You said something on the podcast or the iTunes, didn't you? Was that you?
Yeah. I mean, I've been listening to you for a long time, and it's a really good podcast. So if you're into paramotoring, check that podcast out. And I mean, I've learned a lot just by listening.
I thought I saw you on there, so you're definitely entered into the $50 and $100 drawing that we're going to do. Not present to win. You don't have to be present. Just any 5-star rating that you do on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast. We'll go through and look at all the ratings and put you in a spinny wheel. And sometime in June on my birthday, we're going to spin the wheel and we're going to give out some money. I like giving out money. I love it.
Sean, I thought I sent you my address and details.
I didn't. I never got it.
No.
It
would have been convenient.
we're gonna put in some money together for you today, sending you that package because it's like $5.
That's all right. I'll get it. I thought I sent you in Facebook Messenger, but maybe you didn't see it.
Oh,
so
here's the Dragon Camper shirt that that my son made for you. So we're going to send this to you also.
Beautiful.
And we're waiting for Mark and Amy to send you something from Paraswag over to me so I can send it to you guys.
Oh
yeah.
But yeah, I need your address. I need your address.
Just hang on to it. You never know. I might win a paramotor or something. You can send a whole lot.
That would be awesome. But yeah. Send me an email because I don't always see everything on Messenger. I don't have that on my phone.
ppggrandpa@gmail.com.
Hey, all right. You know my email address. I think everybody that watches the show knows my email address.
Well, it was either that or Prop TV, you know.
Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean, can you imagine if you gave away a paramotor on the show and JP Tulo would have to be entering all those names?
I tell you, JP, I tell you, without my panel, this show would not be the way it is. When we first started, I had a tape recorder and my cell phone on a speakerphone, and that's how I did the first podcast. And I did that with Andrew Fuller, by the way, too. He was the first one. And we've really advanced over this last year and some change. What's that?
Aaron, I took this book. I bought this book. Thermal flying, man.
Oh.
Hey, Shane.
Yeah.
Don't laugh, bro. Don't laugh.
No,
He's
I'm not. I'm
screwing
laughing
up.
at something completely different.
I was talking with
He's
Aaron
picking
about
on me.
all this book, like a cross-country magazine called Thermal Flying. Because the other day I was like so scared in one of the thermal that catch me. I was drifting left. Oh my God. And then I bought this book. Great book.
I still don't want to do free flying.
No, I don't want to do free fly. But anyway, it was like because I was scared 10:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock, and was big thermos going up,
You can climb above the thermals and then it's clear air. He goes, nah, I'm just going to take a phone call. Don't listen to me.
I'm listening.
But Shane, have you done any thermaling, or you guys done any thermaling with your paramotor? Anybody on the podcast?
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. But I've done more than my share, not on purpose.
I enjoy it.
In Vail, North Carolina, we did a midday flight. I hit some dark fields that I had just plowed, and I killed my motor and went up another 100 feet. And I was like, well, I didn't like that at all. Which later I was like, I kind of like that because I didn't have to use any fuel to get there. And then this past weekend on Saturday, we flew till 9:45. And on the way back, all the overcast went away and the sun came out nice and strong. And we hit some turbulence. We hit some thermals, and I don't know. I mean, it wasn't anything concerning, but I kind of wish we could see them so it's coming. it's just a little shocking, if you will, if you're flying along, all of a sudden you're just like, boo, you're like, whoa, all right, I want to go back down though, because I don't want to be this high. It is kind of, like I said, it's alarming. It's not scary so much as just you realize that 1 second that you're not in control. So it catches you off guard.
You know the time of the morning, if it's coming 10:30, you're going to start receiving.
Right. Well, here in Florida, because it's so warm, you know, all the time here in Florida,
we don't get thermals.
Just rub it in.
Usually about 9 o'clock. Actually, I really do have a serious question for you and Jade. But at around 9 o'clock, we usually come out of the air because the thermals do get so strong here. So if everything's frozen over, do you guys get thermals?
Not when it's frozen. There's nothing for the air to heat up.
Right. So I was just curious. I was curious of that. Seriously.
Yeah. So when you fly over a road, every now and then you can feel it, but that's why when it's when the wind is low all day long, we can fly all day long. It's kind of cool.
Just seems like other than my path that I take, it's like this.
Oh, you know what? Aaron was supposed to give away something tonight, weren't you?
Oh, you can do that. You can do it later. Save for another day.
You want to talk about it, and we'll give it away next week, and maybe people will hear this and go, "Oh, that's what I want."
Sure.
It's a paramotor.
It's a paramotor. All right,
turn my back screen off. No, I got a pair of those heated liners and was struggling finding shells to go over the top of them that I liked and that weren't too bulky. So I've got a relationship with an overseas company that's made stuff for me in the past. So I just had him make me up some gloves, and I thought, well, maybe some other people like them, so we put them up for sale. But I've got about 3 or 4 dozen coming. Should be here next week or so, and thought I might give a pair away.
Nice.
It's a windproof shell. It's got a kind of synthetic leather palm. They'd be good just for everyday wear flying. But I got mine in the sample set 2 sizes over, and they fit perfect over my liners, and they cut the wind so you don't lose the heat from the liner. So I thought, got a few extra pair. I'll give a pair away while we're on here.
You have one that we can see.
Yeah, let me turn my background off because they disappeared.
Because
so
didn't I order one from you?
You did? Probably didn't know it was me. So they're kind of lightweight. It's a soft shell on the back side or on the front side, top side, and then a synthetic leather on the palm. The index finger is supposed to have a touchscreen compatible pad on it, and it does work, but it's a little bulky, so it's hard to, if you're poking it at big icons, I could see it working, but you're not going to get any fine touch with it. But seem to be pretty well constructed.
Could you hold them up a little higher? No, those are the tender ones I use.
The backside, yeah, it's 3 layers, but I had them leave. There's no insulation. I had them leave any insulation out of it.
You wear those you wear those over the heated gloves?
Wearing them over my heated liners.
Okay.
And
so
because I've tried
heated gloves have heat in them.
Yeah, I've got the motion power and motion, or whatever they are.
If y'all ever
He
fly
doesn't-
with the heated gloves,
He doesn't know what
that
heated
when
gloves
you
are.
fly, The wind side starts to getting colder, like the pinkies. When I'm flying like this, my pinkies start getting colder, even though I'm wearing heated gloves. And what he's doing is you put these windproof things over the top of the heated gloves, and now you can fly, and they get toasty warm on low. So this is a good thing for winter flying.
So my temperatures are way different than you guys up north, and I'm not trying to make a joke. So I use very
No.
light thin gloves, and then I put latex gloves over top of them because the latex doesn't let the air through. And that's usually what I fly with.
Your hands end up sweating?
Well, no, but they don't get cold. And I'm talking, you know, we freeze here in Florida at 42 degrees. So
Hey, I used to be a
no matter what you've got, no matter what you're wearing, if it doesn't breathe, your hand's going to start sweating over time, and it's going to make it, you know, it's going to compound the problems, make it even worse. Because you know, you hear some guys, they'll wear the nitrile or latex underneath the heated liners, and your heat's still getting sucked out because your liners are in the air. So, but I tried. I mean, I don't know how many gloves I went through trying to find the size that fit, decent, weren't too bulky, and that you could get the right size in.
I've only worn gloves once for one flight this year because, well, it's only been 40. What was it? It was actually, Jordan, what was it the other day? It got down to 39 or something for 8 minutes, and then it went right back up to 75.
Oh yeah. But that day when I flew, I was like 39, 40, and then for 10 o'clock, about 10 o'clock or 9:30, coming up to 60, say 65, just like that.
I found that I'll put a pair of gloves on even when it's 50, because if you know you drop about 2 degrees every 1,000 feet, so if you're going to get any altitude, you're going to get colder as you go up anyway. And as I get older, I guess I'm a little more brittle. I'd rather not have cold
Trust
hands.
me, I have my shoulders, my knees. Oh my God, yeah.
Hey, Aaron, can I just ask, on your shelf in the background, are they piston?
Which side?
Yeah, that side.
No, those are medallions from mountains, peaks I've climbed.
I just thought you had a lot of.
Yeah, they look like pistons sitting there.
Aaron, you didn't do K2, no?
No.
That's dangerous.
Can't
one,
afford
man.
it.
That's a dangerous one.
Too much money.
Too much money and too much death, man. They will just leave you there on the trail.
Actually, last night I saw a documentary about that K2, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, if you fall over and die, they just leave you there.
They push you out of the way.
Yeah, well, they still leave you there.
Just so you know. If you can't walk, you can't get down. Nobody can carry you.
No, I've read tons of books and watched documentaries and stuff, because at one point I wanted to do that, and then I was just like, dude, if you sprain an ankle or like just you got no choice but to get down, because if you don't get down, you will be there for a very long time. And it's people that, I guess I would say rich folks, that pay people to go up and get their loved ones off of the side of the mountain or whatever, but I'm gonna be there forever because I'm not rich. So
they had that happen with I think it was either a Japanese or a Korean climber that had passed away on the mountain for whatever reason, and his country didn't want to leave him there, so they sent a team up to rescue him, and ended up losing 2 or 3 more guys trying to get the one guy down before they abandoned the effort.
It seems to be the main thing, that it's on the descent where most of them get killed.
Yeah, because you got peak summit fever, and you're pushing yourself too hard to get up without remembering you've got to have the energy to get back down.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of avalanche, but the snow get loose and coming down. It's like, and you don't know when, it's like too windy.
I'd rather fly to the mountaintop than climb it.
You and
but you can't climb there.
Yeah.
No, we know that.
It's a style of life, and you never can judge that. The freedom of the heart is so difficult to understand it.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that I've dealt with avalanches in my life. I mean, I'm at the beach and I'm digging a hole and then the sides cave in. The sun is so warm and just beating down. Jade's not listening to none of this nonsense. She's like, asshole.
Yeah, Jay's there because she's listening. It's, because we
Yeah.
are here all in love of the boom. We Eric too.
Eric's like, I'm gonna smile so the guy don't think I hate him.
No,
But
we
Jade's
love
over there
Eric.
going,
No, don't
I'm
mind
not
about it.
smiling
We
for
love Eric
nothing.
because Eric say like, "Hey, come on, let Jay do the friendly things, and then after we go."
No,
together.
just wait till we bring you up to fly in the sub-zero weather.
Oh no way, bro! No way.
I'll do it.
We bring you
I
down
will do
here.
it.
We grill you something to you. We do Cuban food, black beans, white rice. Come on and Shane put in the steak.
I just realized I put boom instead of bomb.
So I don't know if you guys can see this picture, but this was my son plowing a runway out on our lake yesterday.
Wow, yeah, we can
Oh.
see it.
Yeah.
That's right there. Wow.
I've never walked on a frozen lake either.
No.
I love the cold. See, here's the funny thing. As much as you guys hate the cold, here in Florida, we do 9 months of 90 degrees. I can't stand the heat. I go to Ohio to hunt, and I'm out there all day long. And my buddy and I will even do hammock. We'll go out in the hammocks and stay overnight.
That's fun. I like doing that.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I mean, to me, it's I'm sick of the heat, and I know you guys are sick of the cold, but it's the same thing. It's just in reverse. I cannot stand come August, dude. You guys can be like laughing all you want, be like, yeah, how's the heat now? And I'll be like, well, it's hell because I can't stand it. And I work outside all day long. So
Okay, you're not helping for me to try to get Eric down there when we retire.
oh, you will enjoy the winters. You will enjoy the winters. But when it comes to summer, you'll be like, Eric, you didn't know things will stick to the inside of your legs as well as they do down here. Just so you know.
They're so long.
Hey, Jade, Eric, do you guys have a problem with your paramotors not getting up to temperature?
No, we run about
Oh.
what was I running? 3
Mine was in the low threes that
Yeah.
one day I actually looked.
low 3s. I'll tell you what, they cool off fast.
Yeah, well, I was
Yeah.
just wondering because my Adam 80, even right here in Tennessee, when we get cold days here, it never gets up to good operating temperature, and you know the thrust on it isn't all that great anyway. And I can tell the difference. It doesn't get warm enough to run as well as it should.
So what we
on
used to
cold
do
days
back in the nitro airplanes and stuff, when we were flying remote control nitro stuff, we would take the cylinder heads and wrap them with aluminum foil so you don't get that airflow going across.
Yeah.
But then you really got to watch your temperature so you're not getting too hot.
Yeah. I took the temperature gauge off of it here recently because the stupid thing only worked about half time. But I was just curious if you guys are having that trouble up there. And it's not really a problem here. I mean,
Right.
it runs well enough. It's just that there is definitely a difference when it gets real cold here. And I suppose if I laid into the throttle and,
You lost it.
put
Yeah,
it
so
on there.
we haven't noticed any runability problems.
Mhm.
It kind of freaks you out when you see the frost build on your net or on your lines, and then you start thinking about it, what's really happening. And then there's been a couple times that I was out when it was kind of snowing, but it wasn't snowing. It was kind of like that frost from the clouds that we get up here.
Oh, I
And-
know all about it. Yeah, when it gets so
Yep.
cold that what little moisture's left just turns to crystal. Yeah.
Yes. And then you land and realize that, you have like 3 inches of crystals in the back of your wing,
Yeah.
and you just, you don't feel it. It doesn't affect you none, but it's kind of cool.
That was my next
Be
question. Do you
flying
feel
flip-
that?
No. I'm sure you fill up, 2 feet of wing and, those cells and you'll feel it.
Yeah.
You'll feel it all the way down to the ground. You'll be the
Yeah, at
first
some
one
point
to
it
go
will
down
tell
the
you.
scene.
Hey, John, I fly Adam 80, and Have you noticed any difference in the throttle response? The initial throttle response on launch?
You mean in
is
the cold?
Well, anytime. Perhaps it is the cold. My Atom 80 has got 150 hours on it, but so it's probably, it might even be a compression problem. But as far as the throttle response, like when you go to launch, that wing comes up and give it full throttle. You notice, is it slower to rev up to max RPM?
Yeah, I have that problem in high humidity. When humidity's up over 70%, that Atom 80 it just gets sluggish.
I'm not sure it'd be the humidity here, but
well, yeah, I don't know, but I do know this. I have to fine tune that carburetor on that Atom 80 rather when the temperatures change, or even when the humidity gets up real high. I have to tinker with it a little bit if I want it to run up to 9,500 RPM.
Yeah, it'd be more critical than a 185.
Yeah,
Will, where are you at, Will?
North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, but you said you got what 100 and some hours on there.
Well,
have you done a carburetor rebuild recently?
Yeah, well, that's kind of a long story. I tinkered with the first carburetor to the point where I said, screw it, I just bought a new carburetor.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I've done the same thing. I've rebuilt 2 used carburetors and I still put a new one on. So,
Yeah, I've got the kit. I did buy another kit for the other carburetor. At one point, I'll rebuild it.
Yeah, well, what I can tell you is my experience with the Atom 80 is that carburetor is good for about 50 hours, and you might just as well do something because it won't work right.
Yeah.
Jade, what's that puppy's name?
Coco.
Coco. We got Cocoa Beach like 10 minutes up the road.
Hey, John, talking about the Atom 80, the other day when I flew my M40, I was getting him warm before I flew, I got it warm for about maybe 20 minutes. I let it sit down for 10 minutes. And when I tried to start it again, it's like I have to do it about 3 pulls. Like normally I do it only once. And when I was taking off, I see like I have to run so bad and long. I don't be in the air. I said, what the hell? I'm pushing everything, but oh my God, it's like I recalling my ass to buy me a 185. I already did it. Because I see so many people that are talking about the same problem with the Atom 80 when the temperature don't be so high.
Yeah, well, I'm about to pull the trigger on a new motor, and I was sure I was going to get a 185, but I'll be honest with you, I've had so little trouble with that Atom 80. I almost hate to go to a 185.
No, mine, I didn't give me trouble. I'm so happy with that Atom 80. Actually, I can fly for 2 hours, and I don't get to half tank. I fly I am a newbie all the time. I don't do anything crazy. And it's like if you fly without doing so many crazy things, you can do it good with the Atom 80. That fly good. No heavy, not too much noise. It's great.
Yeah, I'm not real big or anything, so I don't have, some guys have problems, I guess, taking off with it, but I mean, that's not ever been a problem. I have problems taking off sometimes, but it's not the motor's fault.
Bro, I am 190 and he take me off, it's like,
yeah,
I am, okay.
Sean, I thought you were supposed to be doing this during the show.
We just never got to it. Anyways, remember last week my my battery went out, and now I'm down to. I started off at the beginning of the year, pretty darn heavy. I forgot what episode it was. Maybe the first or second, third episode. I stepped on the scale as 264 pounds. So
right on,
bro.
Today.
It's so beautiful when you have goals like that. Goals like that are so beautiful because are the more honest goal you can have with yourself. When you do it with yourself, you can do it with everybody.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations, bro.
Hey, Sean, any chance you
can
inflate your
wing?
Go ahead.
Any chance what?
I was going to say he's going to have to buy a smaller wing now.
No, I like my big wings. I like my 28 meter. It's nice and lifty.
Oh yeah.
Sean, you can get on that scale after you inflate your wing and then weigh yourself.
I know, right? Scale would fall. Where'd the scale go? It fell.
Sean, I don't like that scale of yours. It's got fat up in the corner. I'd punch it out.
Well, that's the name that I named myself, was Fat, because I was so disgusted with people.
Oh, okay. You put that in yourself.
Yep. It's like, this is what you do not want to be. So my goal is still to be under 200 pounds. And, you know, as long as I keep on dropping down, and I'm doing it. And you
How tall are you?
Huh?
How tall?
6'2"-ish.
You are good in good wage now.
Well, I mean, in the Marine Corps, back when I was, you know, in the military, I was, you know, 168 pounds and just ripped.
Yeah, that was 20, bro. 20. You know, remember,
So,
we have.
I just want to get under 200, you know, especially for my heart, you know, having the heart issues and stuff, you know.
200 is good, but less than 200 is not so good, because remember, everything changed with years, and it's like normally we never stay in the way we regular was when we was 20. We go up like maybe 10 or 15 pounds more.
No, I'm gonna get back down to it, and I'll be strong and ripped again. I gotta
Well,
be.
if you're good, do it, but don't push too hard, okay?
Exactly.
If I quit drinking, I'd be under 200 pounds, no problem.
Look at I love cold.
So he's just typing him saying, "I hate the cold."
I weighed 126 pounds when I went in the Army, and I went to basic training and came out of basic training 168.
Wow.
And I thought they were starving me to death.
See, 168 is a good pound. Good poundage, yeah. You know?
No, you was building it up, man. Building it up. Stop.
So in high school, I was 185 pounds, and then almost 6 years ago, I was only 190 pounds. Now I'm 230. But
wow, I'm
I just
up to you.
Well, I discovered beer. I never really drank until after my son got sick, and then, well, I can actually say there's less days I can count of me not drinking than drinking. So, good job, Walter. Good job, Walter.
Since God changed, you decide to get a beer in your hands and no other things.
Like what?
Whatever, man, cocaine or whatever shit you want.
I can't afford that.
Blow your mind and feel high and forget that you was alive and you lost in your son and whatever, you know.
I went and bought a paramotor.
Yeah, of course, you found that after you was into the beer, you know. It's great.
I've been wanting to fly for over 20 years. I just never could afford it. And then my wife helped me. Yeah, my wife helped me figure out how to get the money, and I started flying, and I'm thankful. She's an amazing woman. She helps me with whatever my dreams are, no matter how silly they are. And she's
she love you, bro. That's why she accepts you.
Sometimes
I know her. I know she love you. Don't talking nothing now, because I'm gonna be fighting with you. Okay, you're gonna be like him over here. You see?
Yeah. Hey, I would need a smaller wing if I'm like him.
Hey Shane, did you get those cards that I sent in the mail and the return stickers?
Sir. Yes.
Did you see the back of the cards where it had all of our names and stuff on it?
Yes, I have them all in the envelope right there. I plan to put into my para trailer so that when I go to fly-ins, that is going to be my. Now, what's the stickers for?
Well, the stickers are Clear Prop TV return stickers. You know, return address stickers. Like if you ever wanted to give something away, or you wanted to use Clear Prop as, you know, your business, because you're part of the business, you can always use those stickers. What I wanted to do actually was to figure out what do you want to say on this side, because I think that's a great backside for our cards, because I wanted to get everybody on the show their own business cards.
Well, no, I'm fine with the back, because like you said, we can just circle our names or what have you.
No, with your background, we don't see nothing.
See? Right there.
No, nothing.
Yep, see? There it is.
Only you can see it. Nobody see it.
Hey, Jade.
Has all my personal information on it, you know?
Hey, Jade, when am I getting one of those sweatshirts that I'll wear twice a year?
The flamingo shirt.
Yeah, I'll wear the hell out of that. What are you talking
Flamingos,
about?
Yeah.
Did you like
Have
the
you
one
seen-
I made, Eric?
Yeah, no, seriously. Have you guys seen that shirt? Look at the flamingo is a it's a parawing with a flamingo on it. It's freaking hilarious.
cool.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
The
when I
standard
first
flamingo.
saw it, I
It is.
laughed because I thought it was the coolest idea ever. And it is a really good logo. I freaking love it.
Hey, John Wayne, we match tonight.
Hey, Shane. Shane,
I ran out of laundry.
That's because you're both from Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's it.
Wisconsin.
This is Wisconsin.
Shane, the businessman that you're supposed to talk is that man down below there, John Wayne, bro. That's the guy that's supposed to buy the property, bro. That's the property banks. Yeah, management.
My
Nate, I'll
wife,
be waiting for one of those sweatshirts, just so you know. I'm ready.
Well, I can give you one of my teachers.
me too. You know, I mean, I'm always happy to receive T-shirts and stuff. Hey, my wife is saying that it's time for me to go to bed, so let's go ahead and stop the audio and video. And Shane is the host, so he's going to have to do it. Shane,
I'm the host with the most.
You are the host, the hostess with the mostest.
Asking
Okay,
Shane
you're the
what
host.
is to running a show that he tried to hang out on Tuesday.
Yeah, you still doing your show on Tuesdays, right? You're still doing
hard.
Yeah,
That was
we
good.
won't
That was
we won't
good.
talk about last Tuesday. That was
good.
that
Last
just came
Tuesday.
up
That was
after
good.
that one.
That was good.
Good
Yeah.
for nothing.
No, I don't know about it. Let's say something. I don't. Shane tried to running a show on Tuesday because he's getting boring and don't have so many friends to be talking around. And he tried to run a show that called Hang Out with Shane in Tuesday.
I'm
Talking about
officially
grilling. He's the chef, you know.
I'm officially inviting Eric and Jade to come on tomorrow night's show. We're going to talk about proper etiquette at fly-ins.
Oh yeah.
And Walter's like, well, what about me?
Yeah. Oh, Walter was in it.
No, we.
Walter,
no.
Yeah, you was in the show. I mean, you was in the shot.
Oh yeah, I was watching
yeah,
it.
that's what I said.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I don't want to be in it. Either.
I was laughing. It was funny.
Shane realized how difficult it is to run.
It's difficult because I was with Shane there talking something, whatever was coming in my head. And trust me, sometimes I don't want to talk no more because you need somebody else. Like we talking here, flying, while the speeding SIV, Aaron there, Eric here, Will, you know, and we always have some input from each one. But when you have to build it up, everything, man, you get out.
Okay.
You get out, guys.
Not an easy thing to do, that's for sure.
No, I had an epic fail on Tuesday last week. Just so you know. Epic.
So where can people go, Shane?
Was it fail for you because it didn't work out how you wanted? Well, that was good. That wasn't bad.
Shane, where can people go to see your show tomorrow? What's the Euler?
Well, since I don't need to be hook, line, and sinker this, I pick up on small cues. PPGShane.com. You can find my YouTube channel there. It's called Never Trust a Skinny Chef. Shane, just so you know.
Sounds good. I hope everybody goes there and subscribes and hits that bell notification. Now, y'all don't go nowhere. We're just going to end the YouTube and the audio for the podcast right now. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Scary Barry, which is not here right now. His internet dropped out and he texted me. He said to make sure I tell everybody, that, he just didn't drop out on purpose. His internet dropped out, which mine happened. I mean, it happened to me too. So, I mean, it happens.
Can you post a link real quick to the
what?
To chat? There's a couple people asking about it. I've been slacking on the chat. I apologize to everyone in the show.
What do you want in the chat?
For the link for after.
Oh yeah, because you guys can still talk. I gotta go, but I'll post a link so people can
Yeah.
can jump
I
in.
apologize to the chat. I got back on this and I was just I had Love the Cold on big screen, so I was just watching Jaden like love on her dog and Eric looking at that like I don't get none of that attention.
I wish I was the dog.
Well. Did you not hear any of my pickup lines earlier today? Maybe you should use those.
A question for Eric and Jade. How did you change that I love the cold? Where did you change that? Where did you go to change that?
Don't say a word. Just give me 1 minute, Jade. Give me 1 minute.
Wait until we go off the air, then we can have all sorts of
Oh
fun.
yeah. No, don't worry about that.
So
Don't worry
Shane,
about that.
since I gave you the co-hosting permissions and my internet dropped out, I lost all my hosting permissions, so I'm just a guest and you are the host. So you're gonna have to kill the live stream, and the way to do that is go up to the very top.
You
And
can mute him, Shane.
there's a drop down.
Right. Say that again, Sean. I'm sorry.
In the Zoom meeting, you see where it says live on custom live streaming service?
Yes.
All right, hit that drop down box, and you should have three things.
Copy stream link. Okay, got it. Okay.
Copy stream link, view stream, and then end stream.
Oh, you want me to end it?
You see the end? So don't end it just a second. We're gonna, does it say end stream?
It says, oh crap. Go back.
Crap. That's not.
No, it says stop live stream, view stream on custom live stream service, copy streaming link.
Yeah, the end. So we're gonna end that in just a moment, but we're gonna say goodbye first before you hit the end stream. So thank you everybody that has joined us. Thank you everybody in the chat. We appreciate you. Everyone that has donated money in the chat, thank you so much. That definitely helps us with buying prizes and sending them out and doing really awesome things. Just in case you did not know, today we had Kent Stamey, Mark McElroy, Tyler Vowles, Will Fly, Mark H, Bill H, John Wayne, Mark George, James Sutherland, PPG Pirate, and Will Fly all donated. We got Will Fly his very own .com, which is willflyppg.com. PPG Pirate donated $100 tonight, so we got him his very own www.ppgpirate.com. So make sure you check those out. Will Fly won a strobe, and the other people that won some stuff, email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. I'll let you know what you won. It's a surprise. It's a big surprise. No, it's not a .com, but it's really good. That little thing that I was flapping in the wind that you couldn't see, you get yourself your very own flag, and we just have to get it all set up so we can make it and send it out to you. That's what y'all won. That's really amazing stuff. So anyway, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone on the panel. We appreciate you all. You've been listening to paratalk.org on your very wonderful podcast app. You've been watching us at clearproptv.com. So every week, make sure you go to clearproptv.com to see this. And what else do we have? We got some more .coms. I don't know. What else we got? Oh, and of course, find me at ppggrandpa.com. And subscribe to me if you haven't, and hit that little bell notification. This is all of us saying goodbye. So everyone in the panel, say goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. Goodbye. Now you can hit the end.
Hey, goodbye.
Just as clickbait for you, Sean, before I hit the click end. Hey, Walter, check out your name on your screen.
Sean.